Hello, and welcome to the World at War. Dire Bears Tuesday night, Scion 2nd Edition Chronicle. We are back again after a fairly eventful last session.
Fairly.
Some stuff's went down.
Just a few.
Let's see. I mean, y'all went to the bar.
Yeah.
You spied on some poor guy doing his paperwork over in the corner. I don't know what that was about.
So dastardly of us.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
Did we really spy on him, though? He just left as soon as we were, as soon as Sasha left.
Yeah, as soon as Sasha disappeared to the bathroom, he's like, nope, 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 nope.
Clearly, he'd finished.
Clearly, yes.
Clearly.
I'm trying to remember, did you rob him too?
No.
No.
I thought about it, but no.
Okay.
We did detect that he had some kind of magical doodad that he put into, it was either his briefcase or his pocket.
Briefcase.
Yes,
But
there was
didn't he move it
somebody
to his
else
pocket?
that had one in their pocket that y'all got.
Oh.
But that was later on when you were visiting your grandparents.
Visiting, rescuing,
That's-
panicking about.
Yeah.
What's the difference, right?
A lot.
I know.
So you got a text from your grandparents saying they wanted Sasha to come by. It was a little later than normal for them to be up, but nothing freakish. But there was somebody hiding under their stairs when you got there, and that was even more suspicious. And, who was it? Was it Talarius that went? It was Talarius that went with you, wasn't it?
Yes, they did.
So I think at that point you alerted everybody, tromped upstairs. Your grandparents are zombified on the, well, not literally zombies, but
Catatonic.
yeah, kind of catatonic, sitting on the couch. Seemed to be physically unharmed. Nothing in the house was wrecked. That didn't happen until y'all got there. But there was a kerfuffle with those. Some guys got shot. The house, the apartment got set on fire.
Good times. Good times.
Sasha did something somewhat legendary and removed her and her grandparents from the scene, depositing them in Talarius' apartment. So, teleported them across town. Apparently, she's getting tired of walking and taking Ubers.
No. She's not going to be using that stuff all the time, even when she gets that power.
It was totally a moment of panic.
Yeah, she's got a burning legend for that, and so she burnt technically all of her legend to do that.
Well, that stuff comes back, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it does. All Connor had to do was walk around and spray paint things.
Unfortunately,
Spray paint things for a purpose.
As chaotic of a band.
I think building the shrine was also involved in it.
Actually, no, it wasn't.
Was it not?
I was
no, that's right. That was just to appease the actual spirits in the trees. So one of them would help you. That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's see. We had wrapped up. Connor had taken a prisoner to one of his safe houses.
Yep, he does.
The only one in that fight that you took alive. Though you had the option of taking another.
Nope.
But there was
no, he's dead.
Oh, check the guy we left outside. Snap. Nope, he was already dead.
Yep.
Fell down the stairs.
He had it coming.
Was a damn shame.
Fed the bodies to the troll under the bridge.
Well, drop them under the bridge. You don't know if there's a troll or not. Though a troll was discussed.
We're trying to manifest a troll.
At this point, yeah.
That I surprised you on is really a silky. It's like a were seal up under the... It's a freshwater lake.
Who
He
knows?
doesn't even have ocean access.
We're in Nebraska, for God's sake.
Really lost, Silky.
One that just showed up as like, this lake, it's mine now.
What happened? Well, I got exiled in Nebraska.
I got really drunk one night.
Well, I wanted all 7 C's, so
We're almost
There
there.
you go.
Small beginnings.
All right. But anyway, so you've got a prisoner. I believe Connor had left one of the faux Connors on vigil outside the safe house.
Yes. The other is still by the tree as per usual.
Mhm.
Although I am after tonight, I am gonna have to refresh them.
Okay.
They will burn out after tonight.
And I believe everybody was meeting back up at Talarius's.
Hmm.
We had ended
Or
with
maybe I
everyone
think
back
we
there.
ended with everybody back there.
Mhm.
With the grandparents still zoned out.
Use your and opening my own door. Like, everything good?
No?
Okay. All right, she's in here. She's fine. Um, I'm taking a look at her grandparents, just kind of like,
Well, I think last time y'all had, well, that may have been before some of y'all got there, but
mm,
she had pinched them, shaken them. Samuel had waved smelling salts up under their noses.
yeah. I'm just doing the standard like nothing,
Are you tracking?
nothing.
Mm.
They're not particularly tracking, no.
No, they are not.
Their pupils are a little
Right.
dilated.
So say I did the little I just get like a little like one of those tiny flashlights and just
Their pupils do dilate more when you shine the light on them.
well, if they're responding to minutia. They're just not doing it well.
Hmm. Well, I do have the leader.
Huh?
Go ask him. Cult leader, guy with knife, threatened grandparents.
No. I understand all of that. Did you put them in the safe house again?
Him?
Okay. Swiping people and just chaining them up seems a little weird, but it works.
How many times have we had to go over? I used to be a ganger.
Yes,
I'm just gonna.
you're going to.
You know what? Never mind. Uh, so I can go ask him.
Okay.
If things go hopefully well, I scrambled his brain enough that he probably wouldn't remember any of that fight. So we might be able to get a little bit of an upper hand here, public wise, with having one of the leaders, so to speak.
Is
No,
this
turn him in.
person actually like a leader, or where do they stand in the hierarchy? Is the thing.
No, from how he was acting, he kind of seemed that way.
Well, yeah, but he could be like he could still be like a goon answering to somebody,
But
like in a weird, shitty corporate standing.
that's the point of the whole questioning bit.
When we're done with him, he can stand 6 feet under for all I care.
Right, that. Well, he ain't gonna be standing much. Oh, Sasha, by the way, do you want me to ask the tree spirit about this? They might have some kind of information.
Sure.
All right. Connor over at the tree. Oh, I have a
Oh, hey,
question to
that's my
ask.
cue.
All right, what question is Connor asking?
He is going to ask, and he'll give what knowledge he knows about what's going on, which is not much, which is best his visual knowledge of, of what's going on with the grandparents. Is there a way to safely end whatever is afflicting Sasha's grandparents.
Let's see. Does that
This is-
require a roll on your part?
Yes, I have to get one success. And since this is a current event, let's see. Since he's trying to circumvent somebody else's work, could we say this would be a more of a subterfuge thing?
Nah, because you're describing what you know of that's been done to them.
Okay. So, what would you like me to roll then?
Oh, we've got a couple of follows.
Hey!
Ooh, welcome aboard.
Yes.
Melanathus
Heyo.
and Alice
Welcome to the party.
Arcadia.
Yes. Thank you.
Hope I pronounced those right. Anyway, happy to have you. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
All right. As for what you need to roll,
I
probably
greatly
since
enjoy
it's a
it, but
spell, I'd say occult.
Oh Lord.
Occult intellect.
How's that going to work for you?
Not very well. This is probably something I should have taken you over there to go do.
What if
Not
the
a
tree, the
crit
tree wouldn't answer
headspace.
to her?
It's
I
your
mean-
ability. You gotta make the roll, man.
Yeah, I know, but that gives me only 2 dice.
You can get a success on 2 dice.
I'm gonna burn 2 momentum for this, so I can at least
We're
have
at-
4 dice.
5?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
2 is spent.
Hey, got one.
Okay,
Hey.
good. Momentum well spent.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right. And your question was, can they have the spell safely removed?
Yeah. Is there a way to safely remove the spell?
Yes.
You son of a.
You did not ask how. You asked, is there a way? You
Yeah,
should have
that's
asked how.
true. That's true.
It's like the genie questions, man. You gotta
It is. I was not
dealing with a fae
It's-
here. Come on.
And yeah. All right. He'll just pause and go. I walked into that.
Yes.
How?
The little spirit thing just kind of shrugs. And then they go into a little more detail for you. Depending on the exact nature of the spell, some spells are laid over a person in a sort of spiritual washing might take care of it. Some of them, there's a time factor. The effect would only be for so long. Since you're uncertain of what sort of magic they're using, which, from what y'all have researched on the Circle of the Impious, they use a mishmash of stuff from all kinds of different cultures.
Yeah, they do.
The English language was a spell set.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, kind of actually. What they would advise is, if you can speak to one of the sorcerers and find out how they did it, either they should be able to remove it, or you could come back here with that information and they could probably tell you more, or at least direct you to
Okay.
somebody that would know.
Gotcha.
But there's just so many different ways to get this effect that.
Got it. Connor will pop back. It's like, well, they suggest talking to the sorcerer that cast it or getting a description of the spell, and then going back to talk to them, and they'd be able to point me in the right direction. Ooh, it is raining heavy out there.
I think the worst of it's actually past me, but that makes sense.
Well, I've got it now.
You're welcome to it.
I don't want it.
Why?
All right, so I've got that information. What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. What are we gonna do with it?
I'm going to have to figure out a way to get any of my skills back.
Hmm.
Right now, I have a jar of bees and a gun, and she points at Smoochums.
About the bees. As I recall, you released the bees and then never actually used them. Or never actually
Yep,
attacked anybody with them, but you did activate them.
she did activate them, but they are friendly. They don't require any legend. They're a birthright.
But you have to do something to replenish them, don't you, when you use them?
Yes. 1 second. I'm scrolling. Copy pasted it. Refills the next session after empty, but only if Scion's player succeeds a present occult roll with a difficulty 2 to appeal Ray in a sacred ritual that takes an hour to perform.
Okay.
Which she hasn't done, because it would be something that would be done probably like. I always consider it something she would do at like whatever would be a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
yeah.
it takes an hour. I mean, you just have to take an hour at some point. And y'all haven't
Yeah.
had an hour yet, so.
Oh yeah, she's got far more pressing things to worry about right now. She's like, and I don't even have, and she kind of like upside downs the bees. Like, okay, I've got a gun and smoochums right now.
What about that barrier field thing you do? Is that tied to your power?
It's tied to my knacks. I mean, it's still. She'll try and. 1 second. Oh no, it adds in a legend for something.
Yeah, because you burned all your legend, correct?
Oh yeah, she has completely burned her legend.
So she's just exhausted. Can't do some of that stuff.
Say,
Mhm.
if I remember correctly, it's you have
Yeah,
whatever
it's a
your
knack.
legend is as a bonus.
Yeah, it's just a knack one. It's not
Okay.
a legend one. I think the.
Oh, okay.
Oh. I think Flatlander's going to be the only one that really screws her over. Okay, maybe not even. Okay, was I really that smart and picked stuff that didn't require me to use legend?
Or was it an accident?
It was totally an accident because I was never thinking that far ahead. Yeah, okay, no, Flatlander will work too. But right now she's like not thinking any of things gonna work because she knows she
Yeah.
kind of
So you just don't have your boons, basically.
essentially.
Fair enough.
Which means she cannot talk to the dead and she cannot use walk unnoticed.
You need y'all getting a slight echo every now and then.
Not that I've noticed.
I'm hearing it every now and then.
Um,
Everyone check your speakers and source.
Well, you all are coming in through headset. So
Yeah, everybody's
Same
wearing a headset,
here.
so they shouldn't be doing anything. Oh well, it's only happening sometimes. Alright, so basically Sasha's out her bees, but her pistol and her smoochums will still work fine.
not the bees.
Bees. I've still got to figure that out.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go talk to the guy. So as Connors gets up.
you have to get up as in, one of your guys there.
Well, yes, but I prefer to do this myself.
If one
You
of the guys gets
would
hit,
be doing it. You know what? No, it's fine. It's fine. Be safe.
Mhm.
Hilarious has an existential crisis about like people and who they actually are.
Clone questions.
Now, is Connor going alone or taking somebody with him?
Is anybody coming with him? Otherwise, he will be going alone.
Is interested in going, he can, or they can ensure that your person tells the truth.
It-
You know,
it-
I'll go with
I
you
saw
if
that dice roll.
you.
Oh, yeah.
No?
It's more of
Anybody
a
else?
does she want to go or does is she more concerned about her grandparents?
Very.
All right, make a decision.
Yeah, she's like, I don't trust myself to not rip his heart out from his still beating body.
Metal.
Okay.
Save it for later.
I'm gonna try and figure something out.
Right. I'll be back. And he'll literally just grab Telarius just over the shoulder and he's gone. Telarius gets to experience monkey speed.
They turn the camera on.
Just like a blur.
That's all you see.
What happened? Went to light speed.
It was like, did you just turn that camera on?
You don't know that.
I sure as hell hope. Okay.
All right, so y'all are off to the safe house. Sasha's staying with her parents.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You're doing this.
She may go up to the roof and try and figure out a way to contact a set, but
Yell
that's where she'll
angrily
be
at
for right
God.
now. Yeah, local woman yells at Sky.
Jaden and Robert, what are y'all doing?
She's just gonna kind of follow Sasha to make sure, she'd be okay.
I'm not going to jump or anything drastic. I know just from not experience, but I know there's something that must be paid back, and I'm trying to figure out what to pay.
Yeah. But I'm still gonna watch over you.
I appreciate it.
All right, Robert.
He'll look at Sasha. Right. Y'all do that. Hopefully you figure something out. I'm gonna run back to the house and see if I've got some access supplies left over. If not, I'm making a run to the hardware store. Okay, bye.
Take Smoochums with you.
Uh,
You shouldn't be traveling alone.
I mean, Fair still looks over. at
It's
Smoochum.
dangerous to go alone. Here, take this.
Take this.
Take this giant hippo dog.
I'm gonna BRB.
Simple crocodile.
At that point, he's going to turn back like, right,
Or
is
Bruce, or I mean, I'm
I'll
not gonna
happily
go
take
anywhere.
no, I'll take Smoochums. That's fine. Do I need to get him treats? Like, do I need to
No.
get him some raw meat or some veggies?
He's fine.
He ate fish people yesterday.
He's been fed. He's well trained.
I understand, but I am not you, so therefore I want to make sure Smoochums doesn't want to look at me and think I'm dun dun. At least later on.
He is a good boy. He will be
Yeah, I
fine.
believe you.
That is
Okay.
literally one of his motivations. Be a good boy.
It's like
boys.
he looks back over. Right, so you had Fishman, so seafood's off the menu. I might get you some red meat later if you're a good boy. And he'll walk over, open the door for Smoochum, like, come on.
Smoochum looks over at Sasha.
I'll be okay. I'm going to stay here. Go protect him. Go check up on the house.
Then he turns and he trots out.
That reminds me, apparently over the weekend, my boss managed to hook an alligator while he was fishing.
That's not impossible.
That's when
But
you
I
go,
would
I'm not
bet you
getting that
that
hook
scared the
back.
shit
You
out
just
of
cut.
him.
I'd be like,
No,
well, but you can take
what
the fishing
literally
rod.
happened, like he had a video of it. What literally happened was it was just floating on the top of the water. It let him literally turn it like 180 degrees, and then he like popped the hook out and reeled it back in, and the alligator was just chilling there. I was like, was he just like taking a nap or what?
What did I
Honestly?
miss?
I still think your boss was probably in the mode of, I'm about to piss myself.
Yeah, probably.
It depends on how
But
big an
Let's
alligator
be
is.
real. All of us would be.
it's an alligator. Yeah, of course it would.
Was he down in
Something
Florida,
that's
you
not
said?
changed in centuries.
Was he down in Florida or over the Tennessee River?
No, here in town, there was an alligator.
Yeah, we have gators in the refuge, which came up a lot
It
last,
was it,
last
it,
season.
it was in the it was in one of the ponds that feed into the greenway.
Okay. Yeah, probably wasn't a very big one.
Someone tell the prince to get his crocodiles back in line. Alligators, whatever.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, so y'all head off in y'all's directions.
Yeah.
Robert, when you get back to your apartment, there's a big work truck sitting out front.
He raises a brow like, okay.
And the lights are on inside your house.
He is the door there? Or no, wait, we did replace the doors. Never mind, I forget. He'll turn he'll take the key and turn the knob. Right. Hello?
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen.
Trots right on into the kitchen.
You recognize the voice. You walk in, your father is standing there. We're all sitting there.
Hi, Pops. Good to see you. Good to see you well. Sorry for the mess in my place.
Yeah. Ugh, Jotun. He offers you a cup of coffee and then a little something out of his flask.
Oh, appreciate that. And he'll explain to him like, yeah, for whatever reason, initially when the fishermen happened to attack us, somebody decided to be a complete arse and come around and flip the house completely on its end, and he and if the smoldering or if the pile of rubble that was once his tools, like, and apparently someone thought they could really hurt my pride by destroying all this. So,
You got
it's been
anybody with grudges against you, boy?
as far as I know, I haven't pissed nobody off.
Maybe somebody I've upset then. So don't sell yourself short. You've been making enemies.
I mean, I'm sure I have in some shape or form, just not quite sure.
It's the
Eh,
nature of what you are. It's going to happen.
oh, fair enough, I suppose. I do believe there's another band here in town. I'm sure you may have heard. Not sure.
I've heard some rumors.
Yeah, one of them probably is more tuned to the uh Aesir. Probably someone more battle hardy, I'd have to surmise. She was a little disappointed when she didn't get to go on a rampage and actually kill some of the cultists, as it were. She had a flaming battle axe. from what I noticed. And she only got to lit it up for a second. Then when Miss Penelope decided to tell her no, we need him alive, she quickly unignited it. I'm like, well, that's interesting.
Hmm.
So potential. I mean, would hope more ally than enemy, but again,
Depends on who her parent is.
yeah, probably.
Not all the gods get along that well.
I mean, who knows? Maybe we just need to hold a good feast. You know, get everybody together, have a nice smorgasbord of food, plenty of ale. It might make folks happy, might make them more pissed off. Who knows?
Probably need to find out what they're there for or what they're here for.
I can always look into it, I suppose.
Well, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just.
Oh no, you're giving me plenty of good insight, and I appreciate that, Pops.
So I know there was a little kerfluffle earlier. Word kind of
Yeah.
spreads. A lot of us are keeping close eyes on your group while you're new.
Yeah. I'm assuming the cultist got a little bit more greedy and was trying to use Miss Sasha's grandparents as bait for bargaining. That didn't really bolt over so well. Bless her, she ended up having to deal with probably a little bit more on her plate. Hopefully she can find a way to appease to her parent. But
Oh, I'm sure she can.
as I mainly came here to see if I had any leftover drywall and whatnot, see if I couldn't fix the apartment up before, or fix the place up before her grandparents became coherent again and went back on in. Might also need to see about changing carpet.
I might have what you need in the truck.
Oh, appreciate it.
He finishes off his glass or cup. Hops down off the stool.
You know, before I forget, I wanted to ask you a quick question. It's in regard to
You
Jake.
can ask me on the drive.
Sure. He quickly downs his cup, sits it on the counter, and follows him.
Go. Y'all load up in his truck. He looks at Smoochums as you pull in. That is the ugliest dog I've ever seen.
Well, it's of Egyptian descent. I'm not quite sure how this beloved thing comes to be. If I look into more Egyptian mythology, maybe I'll get an inkling.
Well, when a crocodile, a lion, and a hippo drink a whole lot
Oh, I can only
and play some
imagine
Luther
the fun.
Vandross.
I can only imagine the three of those creatures will have if they're intoxicated enough.
That's like 5 visuals I didn't need. Thank you so much.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
I'm good. I'm glad I swallowed the mouthful of soda I had. Otherwise, that would have come out my nose, and I would have been very upset.
I
That
need
would
an
have been
adult.
interesting stream.
Yeah, I mean that would have been great for
Put the
stream.
shit out of it.
Would have cleared his sinuses, though.
But
That is true.
I don't know about that. Vic's
Anyway.
The
way.
last thing I need.
He starts driving over to the grandparents. Excuse me. So what was it you needed to ask me about?
Well, Jaden was wanting me to work on her bow, and of course, I have plenty of pride in my craftsmanship. It's just that she wants it imbued with something special. Something that will, I think, shock her foes when she fires. I think mythology-wise, she's wanting it to be imbued with like a phase shot or something of that nature.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not quite sure how to perform it myself.
No, we would give
Now,
some tips on that.
Okay, I was fixing to say if there's like a handy little craftsman guide I can quickly read up on, be fantastic. or anything you're willing to pass on. I'll gladly listen and jot it down.
Well, face shot is something the Alfar came up with, and I'm somewhat familiar with the techniques they use. I might
Oh,
be able to help you out.
Fantastic. That'll make life easier.
Now, I'm not going to make it for you. Yeah, I will make you do the work.
Oh, no, I understand that. I just need proper guidance is all.
But first, let's fix up those poor people's house.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, cutting back to... Let's see, Sasha's basically praying at this point.
Yeah, she's just kind of sitting there, just like. At some point, she'll probably like figure out something to sacrifice, but she's just kind of sitting there, like think.
It's going to be the episode of Visitations.
And
It's
you
turning
get a
into-
visitation, and you get a visitation.
Everybody gets a visitation.
Everybody sees their parents.
Right now, though, I'm just picturing Sasha up there doing the Winnie the Pooh. Think.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong.
But I don't know if I say it really counts as her parent, per se.
It's her divine patron. It's not her parent, but yeah.
She's not going to get to see her parents.
No,
Not today, anyway.
not today.
Alright.
This is your godmother. Literally.
Ha!
Alright. So can she think of it? Have you thought of anything to sacrifice?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, I mean,
I got to listen to the list. It's rather extensive.
she
Yeah,
she
she's got
knows
two grandparents. She could give one up to get the other one back. It'll be alright.
just to kind of get even a set's attention, to kind of get even suggestions from a set. Basically, what she's gonna do. Usually, like, just honor. She'll keep a couple things with her, just because she's weird as fuck. She has sand from back home. Takes that out. She has a little like rock scarab. Takes that out. No, she wouldn't have that. She would have to go back to her grandparents for that, 'cause it's a plant. Well, we're not gonna do that one. Pulls out a pocket knife. Cuts off a chunk of hair. Puts that with the other two items. Slices open a finger. Draws an Ouroboros around it. And it's like, all right, let's make a deal.
Jaden, what is your reaction when she cuts herself?
Let's ask: is it like a doop, or is it like a?
Yeah, like how deep of a cut is
She's
it?
not like trying to lop her arm off, but
No,
she's
but I mean,
definitely
like,
getting.
if you like,
She's showing that she means business. She's not like, trying to kill herself or anything, but she's definitely.
There's
deep
no
in the
hesitation.
drawer. There's no hesitation.
So it's more like a this situation.
And it's
One
enough
second,
she can
I'm-
draw with it, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, she's gonna look in her little pouch that she carries and bring out the
I'll be
gauze
okay.
wrap.
No, don't.
Not yet. She's not gonna go to her, but she's pulling that out. So obviously, Sasha figures out what she's going to give.
Bloodletting.
Is Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
So she does that. She kind of she says that.
She
Jaden,
probably says the last bit in Arabic.
Jaden, you hear a rustle of feathers behind you.
She's gonna look at the noise.
There's a woman of obvious Egyptian descent standing there, dressed in pretty classic, what you think of as classical Egyptian attire, This isn't like when Talarius met his dad at the bar, and they were kind of casual clothes. This woman is clearly, she's clocked in. She's on the clock.
Mm.
She's never off the clock.
Jaden, she gives you a slight nod as she walks by, acknowledging your existence, not like ignoring you or being snooty.
Yeah.
And then she walks up behind Sasha and kind of kneels down and puts a hand, on her shoulders.
Just kind of looks up and over.
I assume all of this was to call me.
Figured it would get your attention.
What is it that you need, daughter?
I've messed up. Well, maybe not messed up, but I have not properly thought things through. And people dear to me have paid for it, and I need to fix that.
I can see that you've exhausted yourself. Tapping into abilities that you were unprepared for, perhaps.
Trial by fire?
That's pretty well going to be your life from here on out. Even if you attain my levels, that won't really change. But your grandparents are alive and unharmed. So, as long as that's true, you have hope.
True. Their minds are elsewhere, though.
Their minds are submerged. Much like a waking sleep.
What would you have me do?
They're decent people. They should be protected from things like has happened to them. But being related to you is going to put them in harm's way on occasions. That is not your fault. There's no fault involved there. Well, other than the men that decide to use hostages.
As far as I'm aware, only one of those group remains, and knowing the habits and histories of some of my band, the fourth probably is not in a comfortable accommodation.
No, I would think not. I don't know for certain, but I don't think Wukong took prisoners much.
If so, not for long.
She reaches down and she takes the offering, kind of pockets into some robes. I know some of these things you've given up have great meaning to you. I'm well pleased with your sacrifice.
Kind of just bows her head.
But you need to resolve this relatively quickly. The spill on your grandparents isn't going to harm them.
But it shouldn't linger.
No. It would be almost impossible to feed them like that. With the morals of modern medicines, of course, you could always set them up in IVs. Much like they do with coma victims. But
Do you happen to know, like, what type of magic would have been placed on them? A way to fix it, or I don't know.
I believe
Do
your
you know any?
I believe your
Go ahead.
friends will find the hints you need that will lead you to that.
Might I beg another question from you?
You may ask.
The other band in the city. Should we trust them?
Should you really trust anyone you don't know?
It is fair, but there are too many coincidences.
Some of that is simply our nature. Don't become too suspicious based solely on that. But this band you speak of, their origins are hidden from me.
This might just be pure speculation and just grasping at straws crazily. But the city they're from, across the river, it's named after a mountain where the Titans came from.
Yes, the
Could
Greek
that be
gods
any
before the
reason?
current Greek gods. Well, the city was named really in response to how Olympus was named. It was founded by people unhappy with the big city being built rather than just rebuilding their smaller communities. And they intentionally took that name as a sort of insult. Biting the thumb? No, they don't. The mortals don't do that anymore. Giving them the bird. uh, so
It's just a name.
possibly, though, as I said, with our natures, who knows? One thing I would keep in mind before jumping to conclusions about their origins, though, is many of the gods don't necessarily get along. So you're insinuating that they may be titans or related to titans. It's certainly a possibility. It could also simply be they could be the children of gods with different, perhaps a different ideal of what they want to do in Olympus, or they have some grudge that simply want their children here to show you up.
Which is also possible.
There's a limit, and there's also a limit to how much any of us will tell our children as young as you about the politicking we do at the godly level. But she kind of stands up and she lifts you up. She takes your hand and kind of like you've seen mothers do, or Sasha would have seen mothers do, like on TV and stuff. You know, she kisses the finger you cut and makes it feel better.
Mm.
The best of God, Mom.
The cut's actually gone. And then she leans forward and kind of presses her lips to your forehead, and you feel less exhausted than you did.
She just kind of gives her a quick hug.
Yeah.
I'll
Don't mope
think
around
up
here.
her.
No, what'd you say?
I'll think up of a more appropriate offering as thanks later.
I'm sure whatever you come up with will suffice. I really do have to be going now.
Of course. Thank you again.
Of course, you're my chosen. You're very important to me.
just nods and like kind of not so much downcast out of like shame or anything, but more of like a respect kind of thing.
Jaden, she walks past you again. Kind of pats you on the shoulder. Thank you for looking after my daughter. And then she walks to this edge of the building and just drops off the side.
5 seconds later, splat. Wait, no!
Well, you know, the gods, they forget about things like gravity. All right,
I thought I turned into a bird.
Connor and Talarius.
Yes.
You get to the safe house.
Mm-hmm.
Faux Connor sees you arrive.
I just picture them nodding each other like Connor.
Yeah. He'll turn to Hilarious is like, remember my rule about these safe houses, right?
Turns off the thing.
Okay.
You don't know what's on, but it's off.
Well, it's hilarious.
Mhm.
So he's saying it. Let's not have it. He'll go in where you see this guy who is not doing very well.
I'll turn to him and say, you know, when I said chained up, it was a joke. It was a fucking joke.
Well, I don't know what he can do.
Yeah. Let's see what he knows.
Right now, he seems to be unconscious.
Yeah.
And Connor, or Eric, rather, run us through what Connor did to this guy. I know, dislocated his shoulders.
Gagged him, dislocated both shoulders, and broke both knees.
All right, it was the knees that was particularly vicious. I do remember that now.
Yes.
I kept thinking, did he do something to his feet? But it was his knees.
That's an easy. Yeah, he just.
And yeah, so you show up. He's unconscious. He's chained to the thing.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's more of a player to story guide. Considering Connor used overwhelming chaos during the fight, part of his description is whoever's hit with it struggles to even be able to form coherent thought. Would that potentially have scrambled this guy's memory of the encounter?
More than once he comes out of it, he would more than likely remember the fight up to that point just fine.
Well, he opened with it. That was like the first thing he did.
Well, then like I said, he'd remember up until he got whacked with that.
Yeah.
Because he was the last one to go down, I think.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the last one that went down. He was just spent the rest of it freaking out. But he'll come over and is like, and he'll just pop both shoulders back in. What?
No, nothing.
Now, does that
Just-
ability say how long the scramble, the chaos thing lasts?
It lasts for on a biological subject. It lasts for a scene.
Okay, so if you manage to wake him up, he'll have come out of it basically. So
Yeah, he won't be struggling anymore to form any coherent thoughts.
So yeah, you pop the shoulders back in, and he starts kind of
On his cheek.
the moment yeah,
Hello, sleepyhead.
I'll imbue a legend as he's doing that to just give nothing but the truth.
Well, he's gagged at the moment.
And Connor will just tug the gag down.
What did you do to me? He's looking down at his busted up knees.
Well, you tried to run. I got a little bit too enthusiastic with the kick.
How do you break both my knees with one kick?
I'm capable of lifting vehicles rather easily.
What do you want? Why am I here?
Well, the rest of your gang kind of popped. So I'm here to figure out what you're doing. Considering you're the only one left alive now, because they decided to go.
He seems genuinely upset to hear that his buddies are dead. He doesn't have nice things to say to you about that. But we told her what we were there for. We just needed her.
Why?
A test subject? Well, kind of
For?
research, object of research kind of thing.
Well, he wasn't there for that.
Into the
No, he wasn't.
into her nature, into all of your natures.
For what purpose?
The elevation of humanity.
Why am I not surprised? So, about that spell you put on her grandfather and her grandmother. How do you end that?
I don't know. I wasn't the one that put it on there.
Who was?
Our Primus.
Okay. As I'm fiercely writing. Primus.
I just
Okay.
picture second Connor like behind him with a notepad, just like.
Actually, yes.
Well, no, he's not behind him. He's up on the building across the street from him.
Yeah, because he is
Primus.
listening through their
They're conscious.
connection. Yeah. Okay.
He gave me the powder and I dosed him with it. God, can you give me
Okay.
something for the pain?
After you answer my questions.
How about after I answer the questions, you get me to a hospital or something?
Yeah, I can do that.
I think I'm gonna get this stuff fixed quick if I want to walk normal again.
Well, remember what happened with the last person who went to the hospital, Dylan?
Yeah, I had to choke out your buddy that you sent to the hospital, by the way. Or your Primus sent to the hospital, technically.
How? He couldn't be seen.
You guys thought that too.
Yeah.
Crap, it doesn't work on y'all.
Yeah.
What do I have to tell you to get some medical attention here?
Connor just leans in. Everything.
Well, it all started when I was a young boy.
Sarah, so help me.
Father took me out to the city.
Saw the parade.
I'm gonna smack you both.
Great, now you got chat doing it.
Yes.
See, it's stuck in my head now too, unfortunately, and I'm trying not to sing it because I will.
I can always start singing Baby Shark and get it out of your head.
No, see, you do that, you'll get my niece started.
I mean, what can we say except we're welcome?
Disney's gonna come down on us so hard.
I
Pardon
didn't
me.
sing it.
I need to drink because of this. Excuse me.
All right. All right.
It's
So
everything.
You said everything.
Yeah.
So how much is everything?
He wants to know Yeah, he'll go. Let's make it a little bit easier. Organizational structure, where y'all are based out of. How
Well,
many of you
we're
are
based out of
there?
Olympus.
Where in Olympus? Specifically.
Oh, we've got some apart. He keeps trying to speak and can't for a second.
Ah, you're bound.
What have you done to me?
I don't think this is going to end well.
All right, we've got something in the warehouse district. No, he was trying to lie and couldn't get it to come out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Where in the warehouse district?
Let me see. You've got him in a bad way, but how much is he really going to give up for you?
Well, if he wants to be able to walk normally again, he'd better give it to me quick.
Roll me a persuasion. Presence or manipulation?
Does he get a bonus because I literally made it so that this person cannot lie?
That's true.
But he could choose not to answer. This is just whether or not he chooses to tell you very much.
Considering the position he's in, could this be considered intimidation?
Sure, count that.
So I will use might.
Fair enough, and considering you beat the crap out of him, that fits too.
Well, yeah, it's the innate power for epic strength, though, is for stuff like intimidation, seduction, bonds of camaraderie, stuff like that. I can use might to roll.
Okay.
So.
Nope.
Well, we know
That's how that looks, Sarah. No.
Unfortunately, I have
No,
not
yeah.
skill in persuasion. Well. One success. Ah.
Look, if I tell you too much, I'm dead.
If you don't tell me enough, you're dead. No.
Yeah. Connor. Sarah, get out of my head. I know it's roomy in there, but come on. And he'll just like, well, if you don't tell me enough, you're probably going to be dead too.
I use the other legend that I have and imbue, spread it out. See what happens.
Does he get to roll to resist that, or is that something that only significant characters manage to do that?
Only significant characters.
How significant do you feel this guy is?
Considering his
You have a
current
legend.
state, how
You have a
significant?
legend rating higher than mine.
It doesn't have to be that high for him to be considered somewhat significant.
I think that might be the rules of the thing, though.
I think you may have to have like at least a one legend though.
Mm-hmm. It's like, and go.
Let's picture the
Our main
liar thing,
facility is this warehouse, and he rattles off the street address. Now, some of us are scattered out into, several of us are renting apartments here in the city. Not as a group, I mean, spread out, so, we can't be easily picked off.
Where are they?
He gives his address and, like, maybe one or two more. He doesn't know where everybody's staying. That's kind of intentional, but...
Connor on the roof, writing all this down.
But yeah, they came here to do, they had heard about how the city was founded. That's what drew their attention here. They've of course been here longer than y'all have as a band. I mean, Now their Primus is from overseas. He came and he kind of trickled, bounced around the East Coast occult scene and picked up some acolytes, students, however you want to say it. And none of them know where he's staying here in town. Security is kind of a big thing with him.
Right. Are you feeling talkative? Do you have any connection to the other band in the city by chance?
No, they weren't aware of them until they showed up and killed some of the guys. And let some of the test subjects loose.
You're just all determined to paint this other band as enemies.
Eliminating
Covering our
possibilities.
bases.
Yeah.
So you consider the people of the city test subjects?
Well, not everybody in the city. I mean, we wouldn't wipe out a city that's sick.
Just some people.
Some people who don't agree with you.
We're trying to uplift humanity so they can come out from under the shadow of creatures like you. That's going to require some sacrifice.
Aren't they always like that?
Well, it's not like I was hiding in the shadows and doing it. I'm out here on the front line, obviously. Gestures down to his knees.
How's
His
that
legs
going
that are
for
like
you?
bent the other way.
Well, poorly, but you don't get into a war with the gods and expect things to go smoothly.
No, not really. So, anything else about your Primus that you know about that you need to tell me?
He's British, but
Any particular spells of note that you've seen him do?
He seems to know a lot. He doesn't like show off much, but he came up with how to create the fish people, the binding of elementals into people. It's really a shame you got rid of that street gang as fast as you did. Some of them were just getting ripe. Would have been nice to have some, full-fledged elementals wandering around at our command.
I assume that's what the amulet was for.
Oh, that was to keep Dorrance alive. Keep it under control. Ooh, we got us a raid with 17 peoples.
Heck
Sable
yeah!
Radio. Welcome.
Thank
Hello,
you.
people.
We appreciate
Hello
you.
and welcome. Glad to see you.
Yeah.
Don't mind the K-pop heart thingy. I'm casting a spell.
Yes, he is. Prepare to be bored. Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
Is it like D&D pirates attacking us?
I don't know, but I'm here for it.
We are, for those of you who are, here, we are playing Scion 2E, which is, quite frankly, nothing like D&D.
It is a tabletop RPG, though.
There's a vague fantasy thing to it.
Yeah.
Dice are involved.
Dice are involved. That's about the long and short of it.
It's a D10 system.
I think we're the one game on Dire Bear currently that's not 5th edition.
Everyone else is 5e, just in their own homebrew worlds.
Yeah, actually, you're not wrong there.
That means we're also the only one that's not a homebrew world.
Well,
we're the crunchy systems.
Yeah, Scion is a game where you play where the characters are the modern day children of ancient gods. You start off, humans with some powers and kind of build up. You go kind of hero, demigod, god.
Yeah. You missed the intro where we talk about who we are.
Yeah.
It's no way we could repeat that an hour and 10 minutes into the stream. Now, is there?
Well, the intro mostly just gives the names, but anyway.
Yeah.
So the party is we have a child of a set, another name for Isis, a child of Artemis, a child of Amor. That's another name for Cupid. A child of Wukong, the Monkey King. And then Duba there, Robert, is the child of. We were just discussing how to pronounce this guy's name. What did we come up with? Brocker?
Proctor. Procre.
Brokir.
One of the
Brocre.
elves.
Broccoli.
One of the dwarves that made Thor's hammer in Norse mythology. The term god is usually loosely used in the game.
Mhm. Much like gods, we were just in the middle of interrogating somebody.
We're in the middle of
You
bad
know.
decisions.
Well, he's a cultist,
Much like
so
gods.
I know. And he was turning people into. His group was turning people of your city into like fish people a few days ago.
So you know
And
how
those people did mess with old people, so
that's true.
Mhm.
Never mess with the old folks.
it's time to die.
All right. So anyway, you were. Yes, where were we at? He was vomiting forth
Gave-
information.
Mhm.
He'd given up the. I think we were trying to figure out what the Primus was able to do.
Yeah.
Right. You were discussing his magic. And you got sidetracked talking about the elemental spirits he had bound to the alpha dogs.
Mhm.
He can also travel. The guy's not sure how he does that,
Hmm.
but like he didn't hop a plane to get here from England. He brought himself.
Interesting. Sir,
So they're not even really sure that his apartment is here in the city.
is there a time in particular that you were supposed to meet next? All of you together at this warehouse of yours.
What time is it? By now, it's probably like 1 in the morning.
It's about 1 a.m., give or take.
All right, he'll know something's up because we haven't called in yet.
Okay. And standard procedure for that is? You'll get together to discuss what's going on.
Well, we have regular meetings. He tells us what he's got other cells doing. He's trying to get the circle well established in the U.S.
I see.
Well, like when you began engaging the alpha dogs is when we started switching over to the ideal that produced the fish man. But they were a little lackluster.
A little.
It affected their minds, and they just. I mean, they were tough enough if we were going up against normal people, but you guys.
So I'm looking at the chat. Aaron, there. That's a really cool offer you got. uh, 2020. Actually, COVID doesn't exist, but
Well, it's an alternate history.
yeah. All right. Also, I did remember my other clone wasn't at the safe house. He was still at the hospital watching over Chris Flanagan in case another assassin hit.
I thought you had one at the shrine.
Yeah, one at the shrine, with Chris.
The one at the safe house wouldn't be there.
Yeah, I remember the reason why I went through all this effort to keep him chained up is because I left him there.
Okay.
Took
All
me a
right,
hot minute.
so the full Connor taking notes is actually in Chris's hospital room.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, so one more question for you, and then I'll take you to the hospital.
Oh, thank God. Well, you know what I mean.
Are you going to tell all this to the police department?
What's the right answer here?
Hopefully the one that has me take you to the hospital.
Then it's whichever one gets me taken to the hospital.
He passed the guy on the head. Good boy. You're going to fess up to everything.
I'll just kind of like wiggle my hands and unimbue the legend from Spirit out.
All right, can we go now? Why do my
Stuff is
shoulders
so
hurt?
Who knows? And Connor will go. He'll actually like splint the guy's legs, bind it up around the knees.
Okay. I was going to totally have him just scream and pass out when you picked him up.
No, he'll splint it. And he did get the Lieutenant Blakely's number, since he's probably night shift. He'll actually give a call to the lieutenant at like, hey, actually he'll wait till he answers.
Oh yeah, he answered on the second ring.
Hey, Lieutenant.
Mr. Hughes?
Yeah, so got some more info for you.
Hang on, let me grab a pencil.
Well, I've got somebody you might want to talk to.
About what? About the current going ons?
Yeah, see, quite a few of them decided to attack us again. And he's stepped outside as he's making the call before he's going to go back and get the guy. Unfortunately, most of them did that popping thing.
Like the Alpha Dogs? Oh, we got more
Yeah.
skin sacks laying around.
Actually, no, they didn't even leave any skin sacks this time. I'm not sure if they've just evolved what's happening here or not, but I managed to take care of one that was running. I got a little enthusiastic because I was in the middle of a fight, so both his knees are broken. I did bind them, and I'm bringing him to the hospital.
Which hospital? I'll head out that way with some men.
I'm coming to you. The one that he left the lieutenant in with Chris.
Okay. Well, the lieutenant wasn't going to stay in the hospital all night. But...
Well, Connor doesn't know that.
Yeah, he said it, so yeah, he'll head back with some more people.
Okay.
Figures they'll have to put this guy under, surveillance as well.
We also have quite a bit of info. The other me with Chris is currently writing it down.
Okay.
We can listen in on each other.
Oh, okay. That's convenient.
So he'll get that to you when you get there. It's got where these guys are kind of meeting up. A few apartment addresses where some of them are staying, including his. That sort of thing. I figured if we were going to raid these guys, it'd be best to have some of the city's finest with us, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
One of them is from overseas, so it might be a bit of an international thing. But
do you know from where?
England, according to
Okay.
this guy.
A foreign national on U.S. soil committing a crime, they get arrested like everybody else. The DA has to deal with some stuff, but
yeah. All right, I'll bring him
unless
back shortly.
Unless you grab some politician with like diplomatic immunity or something, then things get kind of iffy.
Does diplomatic immunity work with Children of the Gods? I'm legitimately
theory, the
curious.
law just looks at you as people. I mean, we kind of have to, out of a sense of self-preservation, we take a hands-off approach sometimes, but
Fair. All right. I'll be by with this guy in a little bit.
all right.
He'll hang up and go into Laird's like, want to come with? I'm heading to the hospital.
Sure.
All right, sweet. He'll pick up one guy with one shoulder, Talarius over the other. Heavenly Stride's active again. He's
All right, so you're running across the city in a blur.
Yep.
Your cultist passenger is really not happy. This is a lot of jarring. Even splinted and stuff, there's still a lot of jarring on the knees.
Well, that's why he's leaving it like his knees are basically like pressed against Connor's torso, so the wind pressure is not like flapping him in the wind.
Okay.
It's just still against his torso. He's still moving at, as you put it last week, mock Jesus, but
All right, so you get to the hospital. You go through, I guess, the emergency room entrance. There is an officer down there waiting on you. It's one of the guys that was already here doing on the security detail for
Yeah.
Flanagan.
he'll just put.
But the lieutenant had called
Sorry,
ahead,
Tom.
so
Hello again, boys. I brought a friend this time. Well, friends.
guy takes one look at the prisoners like, I don't know if I'd want to be your friend, rough as he's looking.
Well, I mean, he attacked us, went after Sasha's grandparents. I just swung and forgot to regulate my strength.
Don't arm wrestle with you. Got it.
I don't like it when he says that either. And Talarius will like straighten themselves up and like,
But the officer, the emergency room doctors come out and they roll him back to start working on his knees. The officer goes with him.
Yep.
He does ask you as you're walking out, do we have to worry about them coming after this guy like they were coming after Flanagan?
Honestly, according to him, he said that because they haven't checked in yet, they probably know something's up. So it's entirely possible.
Great.
I mean, I have his written testimony technically in there, but so if something does happen, we do have that.
Not sure how admissible that would be unless he signed it or something, but
Well, I mean, I could go get him to do that.
actually the doctors are probably juicing him up already.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll just concentrate on trying to keep him alive.
Good plan. Just literally have someone stand in front of the door.
That's what we're doing with Flanagan. Officer
Well, the other
was
yeah.
literally leaning against the door.
Yeah, other me's in there with Flanagan right now, but yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
I can have him. He contacts other him starts making a copy of these notes that he's going to give to the officers.
Okay. All right, so the two of you are standing in basically the emergency room, waiting room at this point.
Yeah. Connor will shoot off a group text to the rest of the group. Is like, so I got quite a bit of info.
Talarius will reply to that with, "You're welcome."
Yeah.
Let's see. So, cutting back over to Robert, you and your deific parent are hanging drywall. It's going extremely quickly.
Father-son bonding.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
I mean, he's eyeballing almost everything. He's not really even measuring. Just kind of like, Then just the utility knife out. Just here, hang that up. But he had proper size drywall on his truck. Already had paint that matches the paint Sasha's grandparents already had on the walls.
Impressive.
So job's done fairly quickly. House didn't suffer any other than that one fiery crossbow bolt setting the wall on fire. The rest of the house, didn't take any damage really. Maybe some blood stains on the carpet, but But
I think we said last week that they were cleaning those up.
yeah, I think some of you guys had to grab peroxide and whatnot, seltzer water and all that,
Yeah.
and try to get the most of it.
Yes.
So by the time you start getting these messages from Connor, you're actually sitting around on the grandparents' couch with Jaden's bow out on the coffee table, and he's kind of explaining to you how to do the elf shot thing.
Oh.
You'll
Fun
have
times.
to, he's while you're doing that, he also calls somebody. I'm gonna have some tools dropped off at your house. That'll help you with this.
Oh. Thanks, Dad. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I've missed a few birthdays, so.
Oh yeah, I mean that's one way to do it.
So once you get a little downtime, then Jade can spend the points for the boon and have access to it.
Fantastic. He'll question, or he'll just kind of turn to him. So, I'll ask, since this city seems to be mostly based off the more of the Greek and Roman pantheon, I know Connor's dad Wukong is trying to stir things up a little bit by bringing more Eastern cultures this way. Oh, well, good luck to you. Sorry, just saw the chat. But he so how do you feel about trying to spread a little bit more of the Azir pantheon? Probably a little bit more, I guess, more geared towards what the dwarves did. A little bit more pride and craftsmanship, as it were.
I like that idea, or I like where you're going. What's your ideal? I mean, we don't,
Oh.
It's not like the dwarves need worship per se, but an acknowledgement of our skill, and that's something we get behind.
What do you think? Maybe a nice monument? Maybe build a hole for more dwarves to gather to? Maybe start.
Nebraska ain't really dwarf territory. Not a lot of mountains.
I mean, you're not wrong. Surely not wrong on that account.
Granted, a lot of our people have adapted to skyscrapers and stuff in larger cities.
I mean, fair. It's not a mountain, but why worry about digging into the mountain when you can build one up?
Mm-hmm. You just get a center room, center area without any windows. It's about the same.
Fair enough. I don't know. How about a great workshop? Something of that nature. Something where folks can gather and demonstrate their skills. Perhaps even sell it off to someone who might actually benefit from it.
Like a farmer's
Or just
market for craftsmen.
I was just about to type that.
Yeah.
And again, he just kind of he rambles several more ideas, but he's like, again, I'll happily take whatever you think is a much stronger sway.
No, I like that idea. Maybe add in an area for classes, teach crafts. Ever
I
since that
like.
Industrial Revolution a few years back, the number of craftsmen has dwindled.
Yeah,
People just
like
buy
crafted
the mass
yourself.
produced stuff, which is more efficient. I understand why. But the art of it is gone.
Robert opens up a shop at the Y.
uh,
Part bar, part DIY craft bar.
right. He's like, you're right. To be fair, no one really enjoys the simplicity and beauty of something handcrafted. Yeah, sure, you can buy mass produced all day long and probably is a lot cheaper, yes. But nothing's more satisfying than holding a tool that either, hey, you watch be made in front of you or made yourself. That that is a beautiful feeling.
Even this thing,
That
he gestures to that bow. Think of the pride you'll take when your friend starts, dropping your enemies with it.
Oh yeah, to watch her just simply puncture several people at a time, or just being able to,
Well,
with it.
the face shot means you'll be taking them alive. But,
Well, yes, but still, it would make it more interesting, and it would have me be filled with pride to know that a fellow uh, band member is using something I made for them, or maybe not made initially, but made a little better. But if you're on with this idea, I'll have to see if there's any free area I might be able to dip some savings into, as it were. See about getting that project going.
maybe something outside the city limits.
Yeah, would probably be best. I'm sure we can find a nice rural spot, if nothing else, at least non-industrious area. Sure, that'd be something easy to manage.
And it'll be fun to see, it'll be fun to hear the Olympians complain that, that we're taking over their city. I mean, it's an exaggeration of what we're doing, but, the Olympians are all drama queens. So.
They probably already are with what Connor's done.
Oh yeah, no, but thinking of it in hindsight, it's like, oh, okay, now we have the Eastern Pantheon to deal with because Wukong's boy is coming in and throwing all this. Now we got to deal with the Dwarf's boy coming in and throwing all this craftsmanship and praise to the Norse. Yes, Olympians are drama queens.
Mm-hmm.
They would make the best soap operas if anybody took the time.
Their life is a soap opera. But,
yes, it is.
But, your dad nods along with that. It's kind of funny, though. The band that actually fought the beast that came out of the lake was actually a fairly mixed band. Truthfully, a lot like yours. It had a little bit of everybody in it. But the survivors spotted one guy with an Athenian-style shield. So the Olympians got all the credit.
Fair enough.
Not really sure what happened to that shield. The Scion's dead, but I don't know where the shield got to.
Who knows? I might look into that a little bit later. Be a fun little project to think about doing.
I don't think of it, most of those Scions are dead.
No, none of them are around anymore. I mean, probably not, given.
Well, one's not dead, but I'm not sure if she's still alive.
What happened to recall the Pantheon she was to, do you? If you don't, I understand.
Yeah, it was the oh the oh crap! What does the Gaelic pantheon call themselves?
Tuatha.
Yeah, I'm not without saying that.
Those folks.
That's a mouthful.
I was about to say that is a mouthful.
Yeah, his dad just goes the Gauls.
Actually, right though.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely accurate.
Only reason I know that, I was planning on making a Scion from them. And then I realized my standard self is not like traditionally built towards high school drama.
Well, they're also very dramatic.
That is literally what the book describes how like the politics of the Tuatha operate. It's basically a popularity contest in high school.
But anyway, he
that-
tells you it's the Gaelic pantheon.
Oh, all right. Yeah, might be something worth looking into.
Well, it's like 2:00 in the morning, and I'm an old man. I need my sleep.
I understand, Pops. It was just to be honest, it was an honor and privilege to work with you. Even though it was something probably very basic, but still, it was a pleasure all the same.
A craftsman should enjoy the art of what he does, but he should also be useful. And the purpose here, and he gestures to the wall, was to make it as much like her grandparents remember it for when they get home.
Exactly.
We could have fancied it up, but that would have been noticeable.
I mean, we still could maybe just put a tiny watermark in the drywall. Nothing too major. They won't notice.
He walks up to the paint, presses a thumb up against it, leaves a little dwarven, kind of like the thing you put on the shrine.
Simba.
But it's right under a nail, and then he hangs the photo, the picture up that went over it.
He smiles like, yeah.
We'll let him
Perfect.
wonder about that if they ever take that picture down. Where did that come from? As y'all are leaving, you start getting the texts from Connor about the information he's gotten.
Oh, looks like Connor finally got some useful info out of the person he had locked away. I think he did.
Sasha and Jaden, what are y'all doing once a set leaves?
Sasha's probably just kind of sitting vigil, like near her grandparents, just kind of watching, trying to figure out how to break the spell.
No, they're still just sitting there, staring at the wall, very slowly blinking.
Jaden would be sitting close to the window, just looking out of it, like one of the windows that kind of like shows the entrance of the complex.
Now, once y'all got back down from the roof, Sasha sat next to her parents. Samuel walked up and kind of patted on the shoulder. It'll be all right. I have no doubt you guys will figure out what's going on and get them loose from it. So if you need anything, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll be in my room in bed.
I'm going to sleep. She'll just probably sit there, and if they get the text, she'll just be like, everything's essentially the same here.
And yeah, you get the text from him too.
Yeah, Connor's response once he sees Sasha reply is like, so this guy didn't cast the spell. Somebody called their Primus did.
Primus.
Yes, that's the word.
The
No,
priest
Connor-
cast the spell.
Connor and me both put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
It happens.
So
The word
Primus.
Primus, take anything familiar.
He'll add in, he's apparently from overseas and got himself here? Like, no plane?
So basically did what Sasha did.
Let's see. The first thing anybody in the group other than Sasha would think of would probably be the band Primus.
Yeah, same. I was looking for a
Uh,
gift, but I couldn't find one.
But Sasha that would probably not be her first stop. Was it Greek or Latin? Primus basically means first, and there's a Latin phrase that I can't find at the moment. It means first among equals. There's also in Ireland, I think it's Ireland, one of their bishops is referred to as the Primus. Which back in the day, he had a lot of authority in the church, but none in the actual, government structure. The most relevant one is probably the first among equals, you would think, in a cult.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody has redeemed a stretch with their points.
Eric.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah, it's me. I need to pop my back.
Pop your back.
I can't stretch. Sorry.
You don't have to make the rest of us pop our backs.
Oh,
Well,
Too bad.
he gets them points built up. He's got to spend them on something. They burn a hole in his pocket.
It's like what are
I've
yeah?
got
It's like
over
what are we gonna spend these
20,000.
points on?
84,600.
It was like me looking at my 37K.
Oh, jeez.
I got
don't think
35.
mine are that
I
high.
think.
Mine aren't that high, but it's because I use the Direbear account when I'm running the game. So, all right.
We'll just file that knowledge away.
All right. So, y'all planning to do anything else tonight? Are y'all gonna sleep?
Yeah, at some point.
Technically, no.
You're gonna take vigil probably.
Yeah.
Because you know where some of the apartments are, though most of those guys are probably dead. The place to go hit those. You know where the main meeting warehouse is.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all meeting back up at Talarius's?
Honestly, Connor and Talarius still at the hospital. Connor's gonna stay there. Not sure what Talarius will do.
Are you gonna do the thing where you're just like here for the weird thing where you're just here all day and night?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that. You have fun. I don't like hospital food. You have fun. Be safe. Anything happens, yeah, you know.
I do.
Oh, I need a nap. And
Go
they
take a nap.
will go and they'll go and leave the hospital.
Over the text, Sasha will be like, do we want to share this information with other parties?
Connor will respond, well, I'm getting the police involved.
A little late for that one.
You know what I mean by other parties or other bands.
The other band doesn't seem to be involved with them, so there's that at least. Pad's just a fucking douchebag, but that's it.
I mean, I did copy Penelope's number. I can message her. I mean, it's 1 a.m, but I can message her.
Well, it's 2 a.m. at this point.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
It's hilarious just taking an Uber home and crashing at their apartment.
Sasha will ask for the number. She thinks maybe because her and Penelope have shared interest, maybe it'll work. Some kind of uneasy alliance.
All right, so Sasha's going to call Penelope?
Not at 2 a.m.
Oh, okay.
She's not a
Fun
monster.
conversation.
The weirdest booty call ever.
Connor, on the other hand, absolutely would call somebody at 2 a.m.
That's why Sasha's like, we're not calling anyone right now.
All right, so it sounds like everybody's eventually, other than Connor, crashing out for the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Sasha
say
will take an hour to do the bee thing and then crash out.
while that's happening, I'll actually do 2 rolls here because he'll need to refresh his clones.
Okay. I think there's a roll, Sarah, that you have to make to refresh your bottle of bees.
Yeah, let me do that. I have to roll really horrible to. I mean, it's not out of possibility, but
Yeah, so say it was, I think, manipulation, subterfuge. I want to say.
I think that's
was the roll.
what we were using for you, yeah.
the
Yeah.
bees are good.
Yep, you refill the bees.
Okay, it's 1 clone. All right, both clones are refreshed.
I got 3 10s in that. Damn it.
Dang.
Like, what are the only
Uh,
rolls we're making today?
Yeah.
Let's say 1 Connor's going to go back to the shrine.
Extra spicy bees.
Real Connor's actually going to stay in Chris's room. He's going to have his other clone kind of just patrol the hallway
Okay.
with all like the captured, wounded folk in case something happens. And Connor's just
He's
going
keeping his
to
eye out for anybody else that nobody's interacting with.
Mhm.
basically. And Real Connor heals. He'll actually just pray to Sun Wukong, see if he'll answer.
Are you feeling left out? Everybody else got to talk to their dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's literally the only one that hasn't actually talked to his deity now.
I legitimately am, actually.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
No. Talarius has not spoken to.
He has.
He has.
Oh, you mean
Yeah,
ever? I
you're
meant
at the
today.
bar.
Okay.
In
He's
We
total.
literally met at the bar.
In total,
Yeah.
I thought y'all meant tonight.
No, yeah.
Oh, tonight Jaden hasn't met her mother, so I mean.
Yeah. I say in total, Wukong. Connor's the only one that hasn't met his parent in person.
On the Uber ride home, Talarius will roll do the little tricksy thing. Because now he has a name, so he's just gonna like start a rumor about the. Did we get a name on the person, or did we just like get a title?
The name of the promise?
Primus.
Yes.
I don't
Actually,
think
that's a
I
good
gave it to you, but it's something. It's something the guy would have given you.
Okay.
Fritz Lloyd Smith.
French
That's the
Lloyd
name.
Smith.
Fritz.
Fritz.
F-I-T-Z
Fritz.
Fitz.
hyphen L-L-O-Y-D
It's Lloyd.
Smith. He's got like a hyphenated two first names kind of thing going.
Gotcha.
That's exactly
Okay.
it.
Okay. So using my trickster calling, Talarius is just gonna like do what they did last time with the alpha dogs, except this time just with one, so focused on one person. But like, this Fitz Lloyd Smith guy, it's a demon worshiper. He's, it's not far off from the truth, but he's just gonna like the demon worshiper. I'm pretty sure he kicked a puppy once,
God, jeez.
Taking on old people.
picking on old people. Yeah, stuff that seems like stuff that might have actually happened, but like it's so off base. So
Do
as
you
to not.
tie him into the whole people getting turned into fish people though?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
All right. So I need to make a max skill roll. This is going to be technology manipulation.
Sounds fine.
Stop dying. That's bad for you.
All
I'm
right.
dying every day.
Please don't.
All right. I just need to get a success. And I do.
Okay. You have started rumors.
It's
Uh-oh.
it's like just the right mix of like truth and bullshit to be like very like plausible.
And how plausible does it have to be plausible when you're talking about a cult that's turning people into fishermen?
Exactly. We have
Yeah.
pictures of the fish people.
Hilarious would also know to give Sasha the full name.
Yes, absolutely.
In the meantime, at the hospital, Real Connor is in the room with Flanagan, Chris Flanagan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2-something in the morning. He's asleep.
Yeah, but Real Connor is vigil.
Yeah, and there's a police officer in the room.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this will be fun.
He's literally got a chair. You know, he was standing with it leaned up against the door. When that got old, he grabbed one of the chairs and just sat it in front of the door and sat in it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So periodically, you know, there'd been a knock at the door, and he'd get up, move the chair, and let a nurse in or something.
Yeah.
About 3:30, there's a knock on the door. He rouses up, you know, where he realizes he'd been nodding off slightly. Scoots the chair back, opens the door. Okay. And you see Wukong walk in, dressed as a nurse.
Yeah.
This is on
That
brand
tracks.
for him.
Not even dressed like the real nurses in the hospital are dressed, but like the little white paper hat and the that kind of, you know, knee-length skirt kind of thing. The tail sticking out the back.
Connor's just snickering.
But you know, the officer just reacts just like it's a nurse, even though it's very clearly a monkey man up under the man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he just shuts the door behind Wukong and leans up against the door. And you know, he's standing up, so clearly he doesn't go to sleep, but his eyes do kind of closed. Wukong didn't say anything to you. He just walks over, starts taking the guy's blood pressure, you know, doing all the checks the nurse would regularly do, checking off the little sheet.
Having fun.
Always.
I'm not surprised.
There's no point in getting out of bed in the morning if you're not going to have fun during the day.
That's very true. Well, I guess you've been being kept abreast of everything going on.
Yes. Your little friend really likes yanking your tail and throwing you at people.
Yeah. What can I say? I'm fond of her.
There could be consequences to losing control like that, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I got a little pissy one time, and it was a whole thing.
Yeah, I've heard the story. You decided to go fight the entirety of heaven.
Look, I just slipped out and went back home, and they got all upset about it. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
The 500 years I was in prison under a mountain wasn't any fun, though.
I don't doubt it. Well, I used a little bit of your known ability. What you feel about that? Tapped into that old chaos of yours.
Oh yeah, that guy didn't know what hit him.
And
That guy probably still
really
doesn't know what hit him.
Yeah, I'm glad for that. That makes everything sell pretty good.
Shame about that old couple, though.
Yeah, do you know anything about that?
Nope. It's human magic. You know.
Fair enough.
And that group, their magic, it's the equivalent of stew. It's just kind of everything goes into the pot.
Yeah, that's kind of what Sasha said.
She's a smart one, that one.
Yeah,
But I don't know yet if she's clever.
well, from the talks I've had with her, she's more clever than she lets on. Kind of like me. I believe how she put it once is, it's best to keep a little bit of chaos with you all the time just to know when to use it.
Is that why she keeps you around?
Yeah.
And while he's
That's
talking to you, he's turned around, he's lifted himself up, and he's like sitting on the guardrail of Flanagan's bed. One leg crossed over a knee.
The rest of the band's fine and good friends, but I think I'm particularly fond of Sasha.
Do tell.
Well,
Nobody let the grandmother know.
well, we had a talk one time, and she kind of invited me to the family.
Invited you to the family so soon?
Yeah, that was my reaction too. I've never seen someone's face go that red that fast.
So what are your plans?
Well, at the moment, my plans are get the police involved just to keep up a good face with us, and we are going to go hit these guys. Cause a little bit of chaos, so to speak. Mess up their plans.
Well, I would imagine you've killed most of their group here in town, so I'm sure that's messed up plans.
No, they just they kind of popped. Not sure what happened to them.
The guy on the stairs didn't pop.
Sure he did. You didn't hear it?
What I heard was more of a crack, but yeah, I guess it just whatever sound effect you want to use.
Exactly. His neck did. Yeah. Um. Actually, something I want to talk to you about a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm doing. I'm starting the whole the shrine bit, try to bring a little bit more Eastern influence into this sort of Olympian dominated area. I was planning on doing a little bit more like you though.
Oh, how so? He
He sort
hops
of
off the
thumbs
bed and
over.
starts pulling out a thermometer.
He thumbs over to Chris. Well, I figured I'd get started having some followers. People to lead.
Ah, for a second there, I thought you meant worshippers. But no, I see what you're talking about now.
I mean, you had your people to fight alongside you as a king.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to draw these from your grandfather's school, or?
Well, eventually. Figured I'd start for right now, have some people who are used to the violence of the world who are looking to have an edge against it. As he sort of motions over to Chris.
Oh, okay. He's lifting the covers and he's got a thermometer in his hand, but he's not at the head of the bed.
He was particularly interested in joining up after I saved his life.
Oh. Okay. He lifts the covers down and puts the thermometer.
After that, honestly, figure out what the hell is Kim's problem. Do you know anything about him and this school of his that he's a part of?
Someone is trying to hide his origins from me.
Trying meaning they failed?
Well, no. But trying doesn't mean that you forgot to cover everything. His fighting style is somewhat familiar to me. Could be a coincidence. Have you ever heard of white eyebrows?
The White Tiger? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
You may be thinking of someone else. I think the white
What one
tiger is
of
like the god of the west.
well, one of the one actually it's interesting. One of the guides is literally the White Tiger Betrayal, which is a Titan for the Shin, because apparently the Shin incorporate Titans too.
Well, it gets a little iffy with some of the pantheons. What counts as a titan and what doesn't. Some of them it's not as clearly defined as it is with like the Olympians.
Well, apparently this guy's he's literally a Titan, but the Shin kind of incorporate him anyway. There's like also the Dragon King, who's also a Titan, but he controls the waves, and people are constantly trying to like basically raid his home and like steal his daughters or something.
Let's see. The white tiger is also guardian of the west. But yeah, white eyebrows often clashes with the Shin. Out of game, think Pai Mei.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure the original Pai Mei character from the Shaw Brother movies was based on this guy, or else this guy's based on him. I'm not sure.
I need to look this up to spell it, but how do you spell that?
What? White eyebrows?
No, Shame.
Oh, Pai Mei.
Pai Mei. I'm a dumb.
He was in the Kill Bill one of the Kill Bill movies too.
I remember.
The fun thing was the guy playing him in that movie usually played the hero in the Shaw Brothers movies that that Pai Mei would be the villain in. He was the hero and he lived long enough to become the villain. But no, White Eyebrows is he tells you was a one of the 5 elders that survived the destruction of the Shaolin Temple by the Imperial government. He may have betrayed the temple to the government. Kim's fighting style is very reminiscent of what White Eyebrows teaches. However, White Eyebrows takes a lot of students, anyone that can pay his fee. So it's also possible Kim going to be a student of a student. Or could have simply paid a fee and been trained by him. There's not necessarily a connection.
Does White Eyebrow have a dominance problem? Like a need to dominate?
Yes, and that is something he passes on to his students occasionally.
Something that Penelope mentioned was that Kim has a problem with wanting to have shows of dominance over others because that's how his master was.
That fits. It's all circumstantial, but it fits.
Wait, so is he? So he's potentially tied to the old masters?
What, one of the 5 elders?
Yeah.
Possibly. As I said, Kim's origins are obscured to me, but the fighting style is familiar.
No wonder he showed up and attacked my grandfather.
Well, that could also just be the old-fashioned, challenge the masters of other dojos kind of thing. I mean, that was never as common as your movies make it out to be,
Well, yeah.
But it was a thing.
I'll have to take that under advisement then.
Well, I hope I helped.
yeah, it definitely helped. It was nice actually talking to you as opposed to having a stick thrown at my head.
Sometimes words aren't necessary.
That reminds me.
But you've been a good boy, and he pats you on top of the head. But I've got 50 more patients on this floor, so I've really got to get to it.
Yeah, have fun sticking thermometers up all their asses.
Well, how else do you take their temperature if they're asleep?
I hear the ear works just as well.
The looks on their faces aren't nearly as funny, though.
But what if you lick it first?
Well, better than after, I guess. And, he walks up, and the officer, lets him out, like he was a regular nurse.
Connor doesn't care that everybody's asleep. He just group chat. So I just met my dad. He's apparently a nurse at the hospital and is prone to sticking thermometers up patients' butts. Send. And that's it.
That is all.
Robert would have cracked an eye open, looked at that, not and just thought about it. Not even just remotely give any energy. Just clicks his phone and goes back to sleep.
All right. Next morning
That
arrives.
tracks.
Oh crud! I forgot to ask him if he can have some of his legend back. Oh well.
Whoopsie.
Womp womp.
Unless that pat on the head of "you've been a good boy" gave me that 1 point of legend back. I don't know.
Yeah, that would have given you 1 point of legend back, and the kiss on Sasha's
Okay.
forehead would have given her a point of legend back.
8 points.
So she only has 1 point.
Yes.
Okay, I'm okay with that. A point is good. A point is better than none.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm back at full.
But you were only missing the 1.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Connor will swap out with his clone, and he will leave to head back to Tularius's.
Okay. You get a text from the lieutenant about the time you're arriving at Tularis's. They have raided those apartments that you haven't given the addresses to.
Okay.
Nobody was there. They're shifting through evidence now.
Gotcha.
They don't look like they've been. They've been lived in, but it's not like they were. It doesn't seem like it was somebody really trying to make a home there.
Yeah.
But they were
Basically
pizza
a safe
boxes, that
house.
sort of thing laying around. But
Yeah.
almost more like a safe house. He really says it felt like a safe house.
Okay.
And there's a few odd books and documents and whatnot. There's some suspicious stuff, but nothing. They haven't found like a recipe for making fish man or anything.
Gotcha.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be a
Now, they
vicious.
have not gone to that warehouse yet.
Yeah, Connor will respond. We're trying to figure out a game plan for that. We might also be getting the other band involved as well. So, if nothing else, should a lot of supernatural nonsense break out, you should have quite a bit of cover.
That's a relief. So y'all meet up at Tularius's.
Mhm.
What is your battle plan for the morning?
First thing Connor's gonna do is oh, Sasha.
Mm.
Puts a backpack in front of her.
Okay, what do I do with this?
He'll open it up. First, this is some magic items I frisked from the cultists, and he'll set those down. The mirror with the sigil on it and everything. There's this dagger.
What do you got? A knife!
Oh.
Also the crossbow. He'll pull that out, set that down. All these bolts, which I think light on fire. But ta-da! Research.
The bolts are glowing magical. Or was it the crossbow? The bolt glow. Between the bolts and the crossbow, something glows magical. The mirror is magical. The knife is not particularly.
It's
It
just
looks
fancy.
ceremonial, but it doesn't like it's got any actual spells or anything on it.
Shoot, yeah. So we got a
Okay.
location. Got the police involved. I told them we're making a plan.
Wait, we're making a plan?
Well, yeah, to
Your
attack
plan?
a potential stronghold. Which he will actually pull out the next item in the backpack, which is a thick leather motorcycle jacket, which he will then hand to Sasha.
Is this because I won't wear armor?
Yes. It's
She
reinforced.
sets it with the knife. This will be addressed later. He looked at the crossbow and the bolts. Looks over at Jaden. You're the most qualified for this.
Okay.
It's magical, but it's not cursed.
Okay. As long as it's not cursed.
That
Yeah, she would be able to tell if it was
knows,
cursed, right?
Will she?
Yeah, I say she can tell.
I don't know. Could she?
Could she?
Did Connor
She'll-
get cursed when he picked it up?
Yeah, like 4 other people have handled it.
Not that he knows of.
It might or might not be cursed, but it's really cool.
All you know for sure is the last guy that used it is dead.
She-
So
she's,
either the
gonna-
curse died with him, or
she's gonna pull out gloves out of her pack, put them on before grabbing it.
Big latex gloves, just like
I was just picturing like pot holders.
Not even oven mitts, just the square pot holder.
Just
Like
no, just humongous garden gloves. Just
those like arm gloves they have for like when they're doing training police dogs.
Yeah, so while I was gonna, Connor will pop and say, "Oh, Sasha,
Well,
does the name White Eyebrows mean anything to you?"
name white eyebrows mean anything to her story guide?
Give me an occult roll. It's possible. He's obscure
Occult?
enough that you wouldn't necessarily, because it's not part of your pantheon.
Occult intellect or just straight occult?
Intellect. Occult intellect.
3. Unless he has something to do with death and spirits, and then I get some bonuses.
No. Pretty much you know what I was
What
reading off earlier. May have betrayed the Shaolin Temple to the government. One of the surviving elders or whatever.
Wasn't he trained by Z?
May have been.
According to the book he was.
Pardon?
According to the book he was, because I went looking.
But amongst kind of y'all's clique, he is kind of looked at as a titan amongst the Shin. I mean, it doesn't fit as directly as like the Olympian style ones, because to the Chinese, sometimes Wukong counts as a titan. It all kinds of depend on where in his story cycle he is, or Loki is the same way amongst the Norse. The Asir know he's going to side with the giants eventually, come Ragnarok. They just don't know where he's at in the meantime.
That's fair. We'll pass that information on, then be
But,
like, why do you ask?
Well, I was talking to Dad last night. He actually showed up.
Yeah, looks at phone. As a nurse sticking thermometers up people's butts, okay, that tracks.
It's Dad. Apparently someone is hiding Kim's heritage.
Set said as much about other members of that band.
However, they were not clever enough to hide everything from Dad.
Hence the white eyebrows bit.
Yes, Dad said that Kim's fighting style is very eerily reminiscent of White Eyebrow's own fighting style.
Entirely possible. That only gives us information on one of the five.
One of the five's better than one of the. Yeah, it's better than nothing. Speaking of, are we getting them involved for this?
Do we wanna?
I mean, it might do a little bit of good to help ease the tension between the two bands. I don't necessarily trust them.
Right. That reminds me. And Telaris goes back to their computer, like types in a few things. Done. Knew I
What are
forgot
you
something.
doing?
What did you do?
Doesn't continue.
Uh-huh.
What did you do?
She goes over to the computer.
It's a video. I've been brainstorming. They're just typing. They're like it's like 6 notes. It says, "Make other band look good as well as your band." And just like a bunch of brainstorming ideas.
Hmm.
I write down my ideas.
I
I
do.
don't go and look at your stuff when you're.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Well, when we started talking about the other band, you're like, right. And then you go and do something. We don't know what it was.
I'm just nosy.
That
I
also
know.
tracks. Um, we have Penelope's number. She seems clever in the ways of magic and such, so it might be prudent to bring her in on it if we're going to be dealing with people that also use magic.
If
But
we want
also,
to,
it's
right?
more people because we don't know how many they have.
Right. I did
We
talk
could.
to the police. They're going to be giving us backup.
Eh,
Are they, though?
It makes us look better in the eyes of the city to have them.
Fair enough.
I don't have to like it. What if you just text the name to Penelope, just on its own, and see what happens? We did get the name. Fitzloyd Smith.
She could lie to us. I would rather any information be given face to face so we can see the reaction to it.
Lie to you in your face. She did lie to us to our face. It's no different if she does it over a text message or she does
Wait,
it
what
in
did she
person.
lie about? I'm just me the player's trying to remember.
We were bait and we were supposed to, yeah.
Well, the thing
She was
is,
bait too, and she never told you weren't bait.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
she didn't lie about that.
Withhold that
That's
information. It's not
withholding
lying.
information is lying.
the the thing is, there's a lot to communication that isn't just the words you say.
It could be the way she moves.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ticks that people have when they're lying, and a lot of them are involuntary. Keep an
Either
eye out.
way, do we just want to arrange perhaps a light lunch at the Rubicon?
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good. Well, actually, no.
Why?
Well, that's twice now that somebody from this group has spied on us at the Rubicon.
Fair enough.
So,
We don't want to tip them off we're coming.
what are they gonna do about
Oh,
it?
that they know that we know about the warehouse.
Yeah.
Well, we can use the Rubicon as a way to schedule a meeting somewhere else.
Or we just tell
Or
her to meet
we
us
could
somewhere else.
Would the Rubicon have like private rooms?
Yeah, story guide.
You're not
Should have a
sure.
room in the back for torture, like the one bar did.
Yeah.
Now,
Wrong
when
game.
Sasha stepped back to the ladies' room, there were other doors down that hallway, but you don't really know what was in there. You could call and ask.
Could have been a kitchen. It could have been a broom closet.
Players
People
will call and
open their
ask.
broom closets.
Hon-
Could have been a
honestly,
torture room.
honestly, I would like to avoid going to the Rubicon for this, if at all possible.
I
I'm
don't
just gonna
know.
call it just for my sake. You never know. Telarius is calling the Rubicon. And just
I mean,
like
next time we
excusing
celebrate
himself.
victory, we can just
Do
have
it
a
in private.
private room.
Yeah.
Anthony answers the phone. It's the
It's me?
Rubicon.
Yeah, it's Telarius. Do y'all have private rooms?
Yeah, we have a couple.
No. I mean private rooms.
Thanks, click.
Like, yeah, you could like rent it for a party or whatever, yeah. Or if you're having a business meeting or business lunch, or
I mean, like, no sound outside.
they're pretty well soundproofed, yeah.
Seeing this, Sasha's going to be like,
Okay, thank
ask
you.
if they are magic. Okay, never mind.
They don't seem to be magic. That's what I was looking for.
Connor in the background, he just wants to see the barmaiding. Or they just want to see the waitress again.
The waitress is very impressive.
Fair.
Seem to be magic, which is what I was looking for. Anthony
I mean-
wouldn't say it outright, but They have private rooms. They're just not private enough for us.
Let's just meet in the park like we did last time, just maybe another park.
Another squad of goons shows up.
Well, honestly, according to Dad, we've kind of cleaned out a decent amount of them.
Let's just pick somewhere. I think we're overthinking this.
All right.
All right, do you call Penelope?
She's gonna make sure we've decided on a spot first. Just we're gonna meet at the park.
What if we met? Is the area by the tree shrine like basically a park?
Yes. The tree
It's
shrine
meet over there.
is in a park.
It's
Yeah.
a massive forest, yeah.
Yeah, we can meet over there.
Okay.
Then we'll meet over there. It's well known enough.
We can use the building.
All right, she will call up Penelope.
It rings
Connor
a couple
over
of
there.
times.
Starts cleaning.
Even with heavenly stride.
It rings a couple of times. She picks up. Who is this, and how did you get this number?
Sasha and from Connor.
Oh, hello.
Hello. We were calling, looking to arrange a meeting. There are things we wish to discuss that are better done in person than over technology.
All right.
Are you and your group available?
I'll have to call around and see what everybody else is up to. I'm available. Kim is probably at his dojo. What's the nature of what you want to talk about?
She has this on speaker. She kind of looks over at the other, like mouthing. Information?
Connor was like, we've got new information to go over with you.
About that subject that we're both looking into.
Exactly.
Correct.
I can certainly meet you at the warehouse. Meet you at the park.
We knew it! No.
And I'll gather together as many of my guys as can come.
Okay. We will meet you. Let us know a time that you are all available, and we can meet you by the big tree in the park.
Okay. But where your friends put the shrine.
Correct.
All right. I'll text you a time when we get it sorted.
Look forward to it, and hangs up.
Okay. And within 30 minutes, you get like, they can meet you there at noon or whatever. High noon.
Ow, now, now.
All right. Is there anything y'all particularly want to do before you go out?
Sounds a lot of all at once.
Yeah.
Yep. Hilarious is gonna like dress a little better, but they're not gonna like. They're not doing anything particular. They're just dressing up from how they currently look.
Trying to look impressive.
Yeah.
Less pajamas, more work clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did Connor have anything?
He's gonna actually head out to the shrine before everybody else. Make sure everything's presentable, and he will actually talk to the Kodama.
Could you guys throw stuff at Kim when he shows up, please? Just please.
And he'll share what he figured out a little bit more about the spell. With like there was this powder that got used, and
Powders are often, a triggering agent. Powders or potions.
apparently the caster's name was Fitzloyd Smith. Primus.
First among equals.
Uh,
That is the one of the ranking conventions of the Circle of the Impious. It's what they call their chantry heads. Basically, any grouping of them in a particular building or a particular city, whoever's in charge is considered the first among equals.
Okay. They said they're wanting to use scions to elevate humanity to be better than the gods.
Their entire philosophy is that humans are held back being under the shadow of the gods. So yes, they want to get out from under the gods. Though this is the first I've ever heard of them trying to capture a Scion for study.
And he'll offer an offering, and I'll do a knack roll.
Okay.
Is Kim connected to White Eyebrows at all? Or was he? I'll rephrase. Was Kim trained by White Eyebrows?
I'm not certain. His past is unclear to me. I've been here in this park for quite some time. Kim is not that old.
Yeah. I'm just kind of a little bit concerned because apparently whoever is veiling him was strong enough even to partially fool my father.
There's likely another god then. Or some equivalent creature.
Right. I want to give you a heads up. We're having a meeting, all of the Scions here.
Please do not fight within the grounds of the shrine.
We don't intend. My band does not intend to. But just want to give you a heads up.
And he gives you an
And
All
that'll
right,
be
so I assume y'all all meet there at proper time. Penelope shows up with her band. And you'll meet in the little shrine keeper shack that you built, or that Robert had built.
Yeah.
It's a little crowded with 9. Oh, let's see. Yeah, with 9 people in there.
Well, it's closer to like a house size, so it's not like a shack, but it's
okay.
not like huge.
A small house versus a
Yeah, it's
large
kind
shack.
of like when you. Yeah, kind of like what looks like a small house, like a shrine keeper or something like that.
Okay, so y'all get in there.
Yeah.
There's room with possibly not enough chairs.
Yeah.
Kim looks disdainfully at everybody.
Connor will actually make everybody tea, and we'll serve it
uh,
because they are guests.
let's see. Everybody takes the tea. Though Chad looks at it like it's warm. Have you got any ice
There needs to be more sugar in
or
this.
sugar?
No.
Oh. Thanks, I guess.
It's actually quite good for you.
Kim seems quite pleased with the tea. Dixie is looking at it about like Chad. She doesn't say anything. I mean, just given her name, sweet tea probably runs through her veins.
Yeah. Connor will just sip at his tea.
Polaris is enjoying it.
Yeah. Penelope also seems to be familiar with it.
So, we have been doing some more investigating.
I also want to say Polaris will have their audio recorder on their phone.
I'm sure everybody in the room has got their phones turned on.
Yeah, just not that anybody would know.
I mean, both bands have them all turned on, and just weird feedback coming from everybody.
Good grief.
Mutual mistrust. It's healthy.
So what have you found out?
Well, we have found out the name of the Primus that is here.
Oh?
Yeah. Fitz Smith?
Is he
Lloyd Smith.
purposefully?
Yeah, Connor is purposefully not saying Lloyd.
Oh, okay.
Just in case one of them has ties to the Netgear. He doesn't want to give the full name. Apparently, he's called the First Among Equals.
And she rattles off the Latin phrase, which is like, Primus something something. Or something
Right,
Primus,
yeah.
I forget.
From overseas, brought himself here magically, as far as we know.
That's pretty good for a human. Or I should say for a mortal.
They were intending to actually use any one of us here as research subjects.
Penelope's like, well, that's stupid. That'd bring all kinds of heat down on them.
Yeah, I think
Chad's like, they were going to experiment on us? Oh, F those guys.
Yeah, it's conjecture on my part, but I think they want to try to experiment on us to figure out a way to elevate humanity from under the shadow of the gods.
Lee just kind of laughs. Ah, the hubris of mortals. Only the gods can elevate us to that level. Well, that spiritual enlightenment. Not what these Westerners are trying, though.
being said, we did get quite a few addresses. Rated several already. Do have what at least the members we've spoken with are convinced is kind of their main area.
Their chantry. Pretend it was like their chantry.
Yes.
Their communal meeting area where they probably do their do some of their research and work.
If that's what it's called, then I believe so.
I think it's what the English-speaking members would call it.
Got it. So the thought I've already gotten the police department involved is we hit it together, both bands and the police department.
Is that safe for the police?
My intention for them was basically to be crowd control for the civilians.
That seems reasonable.
Also to put forth a good face.
Also that. I mean, we are here to be guardians of the city, correct?
Yes. We definitely can't have something like these people running around.
Precisely. So, I guess the main question is, would you be willing to work with us in this? We hit them together.
Penelope immediately nods her head. Oh yes, if we can eliminate this group out of the city, you can count us in.
Connor, as she is talking, because he recognizes her as the impromptu head, Connor, being used to dealing with people and like reading motivation, will sort of be like side-eyeing the other three to sort of get what they're doing while she's talking.
When you asked that, Dixie and Chad just kind of looked to her.
Mm-hmm.
Kim has a look on his face like, why are they asking, not why are they asking her, but, when she immediately answers in the affirmative, you can kind of see his jaw tighten, his mouth tighten up. Maybe he doesn't want to help. Maybe he doesn't like that she didn't consult him before giving an answer for the group.
I would also advise if you have any family that could be traced back to you, to perhaps check in with them. These people aren't above touching people they shouldn't.
Chad's the only one that seems to be paying attention to that. I mean, Kim is new to the city, so he ain't gonna have nobody local. I believe Dixie mentioned being new to the city. Chad excuses himself and pulls his phone out. Steps out of the building.
Do we know where this band is from, like, as a party?
The city across the river.
Like I said, Kim and Dixie, are from out of town.
Like, the band as a whole just, like, sprung up here. They didn't spring up at another town and come this way.
They seem to have sprung up here. Well, Chad's a local, not Olympus proper, but across the lake. And then I believe Penelope is mentioned being a local.
She was at the library, so
yeah, she was. Hilarious will pipe up and go, do y'all have intentions of staying here? And it's just speaking it out loud.
Dixie shrugs her shoulders. For a while, at least. Kim is like, yes, I'm putting down roots here. And Penelope's like, I've always lived here, so.
Fair enough. It just, this town was notorious for not having anybody, and now there's two bands, which is exciting, I think.
Kim kind of looks at you. Perhaps that means the city is going to need 2 bands soon.
Maybe. Just a fun thing. I was just figuring, this town ain't big enough for the two of us situation, I don't think.
Let's
Just thinking out
not
there. No.
interject.
Absolutely not. I would
I
never.
think they understand our trepidation.
Yes, they are.
Penelope's like, there's going to be some tension. Neither one of us really know the other. That's just natural. And about that time, Chad comes back in. All right, I got somebody watching Mama. We ready to do this?
Whisper at Sasha. I knew it was his mom.
Sasha kind of like smirks. I do recall.
The man's looking after his mama, and you gonna mock him for it.
No, so that gives him a point in Sasha's book. When we encountered them, they did say that their skills don't work during the day. If I remember, they did say it was during the day that it doesn't work. Correct? Because they were trying to hide, and we saw them.
I don't recall. Oh, that was just the excuse he was giving you for
Oh, okay.
why he was standing under the stairs. Oh, I just trying to duck out of sight.
Okay.
I was walking, want to take a break. Didn't want to be standing out where people could see me.
They do tend to have some ability to obscure themselves, so be aware of that.
Kim's like, mortal magics. I'm not that concerned. I would be more concerned for the police officers that you're dragging into this. As far as that goes,
I understand that you think that it's just mortal magics, but don't get too cocky about it. This isn't a dig at your character or at your skill, but understand that being prepared is better than being caught unawares by some child's toy.
Child with a gun is just as dangerous as an adult with a gun.
What do you have? A knife!
No.
he kind of gives a half nod of acknowledgement. Penelope then speaks up. What time are you wanting to hit this warehouse?
Looks at the others.
Well, from
My
what we
calendar's clear.
understand, they'll already know something has gone awry because the other team didn't check in. So probably the sooner the better.
Chad's like, I got my Hummer. Let's go. We can all load him in that.
Is there
How
anyone in
bright
your
is it out? How bright is it out?
It's noon, so pretty bright.
It's high noon.
It's not particularly cloudy today or anything.
Is there anyone in your group skilled in disappearing from sight?
Penelope's like, if you mean something like invisibility or causing oneself to be unnoticed, no.
Okay.
I can generate darkness, but that's not really effective. I mean, it breaks line of sight, but other than at night, it's going to be very obvious that I'm doing it.
Understood.
And you recall from the fight in the park that she had thrown her hand up and enveloped one guy in shadow and he'd run into a tree.
Yeah. If they're not warded, which I'm guessing that considering the mishmash of magic that they have some kind of wards up. If not, I may be able to at least give us a lay of the land.
Something worth checking on.
We definitely would want to first check for any kind of magic buggery.
Well, I can get someone over there quick.
Yeah, you can.
Sorry, Robert.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm not used to everything being a blur.
Is anyone in your group skilled at magical detection, wards?
Penelope's like, I've got some knowledge of that.
2 sets of eyes are better than 1.
All right.
Oh, and he'll write down the address and he'll hand it to Penelope.
Yeah, she actually looks at it.
What? We're not going at Mock Jesus?
Well, if y'all want to get there quick, I can take you both there real fast. Drop you off about a block away.
Looks over at Penelope.
Penelope glances at Kim. I can take you. Penelope looks over at you, Connor. No offense, but you don't look like a 2-seater.
As somebody who's been on that 2-seater, it's not a 2-seater.
A weird tandem bicycle.
This could potentially get as bad as the hippo rhino with the brand new thing.
Yeah.
Or crocodile hippo.
Well. All right then.
And you see Penelope showing Kim the address.
He'll get Sasha.
Are we staying there, or are we going to do this at a later time? Or just as soon as we know if there's any magic buggery we're hitting?
Well, if y'all zip away at full speed, you'd have... Or Penelope's like, if we zip away at what they can do, it would take a while for everybody else to catch up with us. Plus, you're wanting to call the police.
It'll give the police time to mobilize and start doing crowd control.
Look over. Could someone grab Smoochums?
Already on it.
Thank you. He's already been fed this morning.
He's like, all right. You just kind of hear Robert just kind of give a little whistle.
Or... And what? His truck drives up? What's he whistling for?
No.
Trying to call for Smoochums.
He's trying to say
Put an
Smoochums
AI in
will
the truck.
Now, Smoochums is probably back at the apartment still.
Yeah. I'll
Well, if he
shoot
would have known that, he would have been like, okay, and gotten over to his truck.
I'll shoot a text to Samuel to have Smoochums as ready as you are, as ready as you can get him without him taking off a hand.
And Jaden
What? Do I
will
put his
go
leash
with
on him? What do I
Robert.
do?
Jaden will go with Robert just to grab Spruce.
Just Robert and Jaden will be over to get the animals.
See, Sasha's just gonna have to have like a day of, this is my crocodile, hippo, cat. He's well behaved. You just look at him and be like, come on, Smoochums. He'll follow you.
Alright, so... The scouts get out there where the rest of y'all are gathering the troops. Or gathering the animals.
I will say, Connor will use Heavenly Stride. And if Kim does as well, he's actually going to try to race him there.
Oh my god.
Deja vu.
So y'all take off, and Kim kind of pulls up next to you. And then you pull a little bit ahead, and Kim catches up. You pull a little bit ahead. And that the second time when Kim catches up with you, he just gives you a look, and he takes off.
I'm after him. Does he have 10 movement dice?
I'd have to look it up, but probably. I know he's something very, very similar to yours.
You're just neck and neck.
I will say, because I know Heavenly Stride in a race, since I did call it this, get a +3 enhancement.
But the speed he's moving, you're quite certain he has that same ability, so.
Yeah. Because I'm on the ground, I get a +1. Because I'm going to be I'm calculating it with I can calculate it as might or dexterity plus close combat for speed, so I get a +1 with that. Am I faster?
On the ground, yes. Once he starts doing his Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon leaps as he's doing his, he would catch it with you some degree. But that also with you knowing the city better than he does, you do wind up getting there ahead of him, but not by much.
He's okay with that. He won the race.
Picture both like Penelope and Sasha just looking like they're gonna throw up.
Just twist that little "I beat you" into that his domination trait.
Stop trying to pluck the white eyebrows.
Penelope, on the other hand, when he lets her down, it's like she just looks at him and then over kind of, good God, what are y'all, 5?
Yes, they are.
I had fun. It's nice
kind
to
of-
actually run with somebody who can be as fast as me.
Penelope sits there and kind of spreads out her skirts.
Shall we, ma'am?
Hmm.
Kind of emotions.
Yeah. Y'all walk the block down or so to the warehouse, and as soon as you come in with view of the warehouse, both of you are like, oh, yeah, that's. I mean, it's not that it's like hugely powerful, but it's covering the entire warehouse, whatever it is.
The same kind of like amalgamation of different like signs and symbols and
Yes. None of this. It's not like they're painted on where anybody mortal could see it. And you're not seeing whatever was used to make it. You're just seeing the magic itself, but it's in the form of those sigils. And Penelope rattles off what a couple of them are. And, pretty obviously it's some kind of warding kind of thing. I don't think we're going to be able to look in there.
unfortunately no. We're
Yeah,
going
but
to have to probably wrecking ball through it using one of, and she kind of nods back
Or both of them, yeah.
towards. Yeah,
Should probably wait for the rest of the bands to get here.
most definitely.
Hilarious is taking their time, making sure they're good to go.
But and y'all can kind of circle the block or whatever. You don't see anything that's obviously a trap or cross this line and everything goes up in an ungodly fireball that can be seen from space or anything.
No spirits or ghosts or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
I'd also
she'll-
say,
she'd
that?
relay that to Penelope.
She kind of nods. Oh, you can see ghosts. Neat.
You'd think that.
I was like, Connor will shoot a text to Robert's like, bring the jacket for Sasha.
He gets a text back. Will do.
She puts that thing on, I get an XP.
Oh God.
Just out of spite.
Samuel,
That's why she's like, no.
Hilarious shoots a text to Samuel, be like, "You're joining up with this, by the way."
All right. Well, eventually you all meet. That block that a block down from the warehouse.
Mhm.
Chad gets out. He's wearing looks like a tactical vest kind of thing. Probably
Sounds
Kevlar.
like
I mean,
Chad.
he's got like a big Bowie knife strapped to one leg. Pistol at his side.
Optimus Chad.
As he gets out of the Hummer, he takes this little thing out of his pocket and he puts little black lines under his eyes.
And then puts sunglasses on.
No, it doesn't sunglasses, but he does have like a camo ball cap. Fingerless gloves. He's ready to go.
Yeah, he is.
I think I've seen him at a Walmart somewhere.
At all the Walmarts everywhere.
Strapped with an
Yeah, honestly.
AK-47.
Yeah. I was gonna say I literally have actually. That sounds familiar.
Some NRA person with the AK-47 strapped to their chest. Yeah.
Dixie shows up, axe in hand. Other than that, she's not wearing anything different than she was wearing at the meeting.
The tracks.
So they just make
She
sure
just
they
gets-
have everything.
She just gets out of her car, then leans over and grabs the axe out of the passenger seat.
Wait, did she have to unbuckle the axe? Did she have it
Unbuckle the
buckled in?
Not that you could tell.
Okay.
That's reckless endangerment.
Oh, good grief.
Well, not that we could tell. She might have had like a custom fit, like little thing where it just snaps in and secures it.
Mhm.
She might love her axe that much. It's like a child's car seat for her axe.
And
How
with
would she
that,
fit in
we'll
the
come back
driver's
next
seat
week.
then?
No, not quite.
Just kidding.
So Chad's like, all right, how are we doing this? One
It's
band
warded,
in front, one
so-
band in back. Go through the roof.
It's warded, so either way, they're going to know once we breach that ward.
So wrecking ball.
Isn't that your thing?
Penelope's thing
I
is
think
speed
that's-
is going to be the deciding factor here.
Subdue
Assuming
them
they
all
haven't
quickly.
bugged out already. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we subdue them all quickly. I have interest in speaking with anyone that could potentially cast magic. They have something of mine that I would like back.
All right, so how do y'all want to barrel into this place? Y'all gonna come in from different angles, or everybody just at the front door?
Big battering ram to the front door and then split off from there might be a good idea.
And have you called the police to be kind of evacuating the area subtly?
While we were waiting, yeah.
Okay. Because like I said, this is one of the little warehouse districts, so it's not like it's a really heavily populated area. Though you
Many
are in the
civilian
midst of work
businesses.
hours, so
Give it a good 10 foot, 10 to 20 feet around the entirety of the warehouse.
basically every surrounding building they're evacuating
Yeah.
because they don't know
Yeah.
how wild this is about to get. But like I said, some of these
Sasha-
warehouses only have 4 or 5 people working in it because it's just a storage place. But
Sasha will mention that she can protect from any kind of like firearm shot if they just keep near her. That she has a skill that can keep them safe from that.
Chad gets up right next to you. This sounds great.
I stare a dagger into Chad's face.
Hey man, I just don't want to get shot. He leans a little bit closer.
I look at Chad,
Chad,
in
you
the face.
have earned a
Nice.
point in my book. Please don't go smudging that point out.
Chad and go, your
Oh.
mother, and walk off.
Did he say something about my mama? No, seriously, did he say something about my mama?
No, I don't believe you.
Oh, okay.
Eyes on the mission right now, Chad.
I'll say
Right,
during
right,
this
right.
hour, Connor would have been doing some recon to see if anyone's been entering or leaving.
You haven't seen anybody go in or out of this place since you've been here.
There doesn't look like there's any activity at all, like lights, anything going on.
Hard to tell what few windows there are painted over, which is not super
Tracks.
unusual in this area. But
Is there a meter that's outside of the warded area that he can check?
Has anyone parked here and tried to do the meter reading?
Well, no, I mean electrical.
Oh,
meter,
electrical meter.
See if there's active.
The electrical
usage
meter is in the yard area around the building.
Okay.
As far as Sasha and Penelope can see, only the building itself is warded.
Okay. So
And you don't see any surveillance cameras or anything on the outside, but it is an awful open area where the pole is.
yeah, so he'll mention to Sasha is hey, could you check the electrical meter in the yard, see if there's any active electrical use happening right now? That might tell us if somebody's in there or not.
Okay. Walk unnoticed. Goes over, gets close enough to where she can see it.
Did she put the jacket on?
She has put the jacket on the back of Smoochums for now.
You walk away. Yeah, there is electricity running into place. The meter is moving. Sasha wouldn't know what's normal or not normal, but the meter is definitely moving, so there is some power being used.
I mean, it could be a microwave. It could be a nuclear reactor. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
And she will put on the damn jacket.
Another XP. Yes.
Tree.
Oh.
All right.
Just because
so,
she knows she'll get glared at until she does.
Absolutely.
how are you charging in? Everybody has a tendency to want to group around Sasha since she says she can block bullets.
I mean,
Well,
Connor looks at everybody and is like, well, if you're
shall
gonna
we
group
ring the
around
doorbell?
her, I can go kick the wall down.
That works.
Hold the
I say
door.
everybody, but yeah, Kim doesn't. Kim and Dixie don't necessarily enclose her. They both know they're going to be charging headlong into it anyway.
So I say Robert's going to probably be sticking back with Sasha because hello, revolver.
Kicking down a wall is probably the best way in. So I'll count you down.
Looks over at Telarius. Have you? And she like motions to wherever he usually or wherever they usually keep the GoPro.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Alright.
the GoPro is pretty visible.
Yeah.
So
Um,
somebody,
it's-
as you offer to count them down, Kim actually takes almost a sprinter stance.
3, 2.
Say Connor
One.
will have he will activate Heavenly Stride. Just to start this off.
Uh-huh.
Okay, did anybody do anything to Connor before I roll this?
Has anyone monkeyfied him?
I
Has
need to
anyone yanked the
know.
monkey's tail
Does
and
he
starting
want to be monkeyfied?
At-
Is that what he wants?
Y'all let me know if you've done something to Connor so I know if I need to add anything to this.
All right,
Yeah, you know what? You're monkified.
Okay.
Nope.
That tail again.
all right, so
Tail
when
pops out.
as soon as Telarius says 3, Dixie takes off. When
Fair.
he
Alright.
hits 1, Connor and Kim take off and blow past Dixie. You left the clear indication that she took off early because she knew she was going to get there late regardless.
Yeah.
Perhaps I've misjudged you. And she says to Penelope, I think we'll all get along in time.
That would be nice.
Getting along is for victors. Let's go.
Shall we?
Let's. She takes off.
She just activates the ward.
And if the door is like barred or anything, Connor's he's gonna Kool-Aid man through the door.
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
You Kool-Aid man to the door. Kim leaps up into the air and goes through, smash through one of the windows. Dixie just runs into the hole you've made.
Yeah.
The rest of you, file in behind.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's moving quickly. As soon as you get in there, the front wave of you, the first 3 of you, when you get in there, almost as soon as you walk in, somebody sets off. It's like strobe lights go off,
Mm-hmm.
and this doesn't, this does not distract you for too long.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Kim very quickly pull something out. It's like, and the lights start shattering.
Yeah.
But it's enough. It's messed up your vision a little bit because other than the strobe lights, there wasn't a whole lot of lights coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Just what sunlight was making it through the painted over windows.
Right.
In the back of this front big room, though, you see 2 large figures start standing up.
Uh-huh.
The actual Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, maybe if the Kool-Aid man was 15 feet tall.
Dire Kool-Aid
No, it's
man.
height.
Oh. A Jotun, perhaps.
Like the rest of you come in, from the outside you can see the strobe light thing going on inside.
Mm-hmm.
But you all run in. The two figures step forward. You're thinking Jotun until you see their faces and their singular eye in the center of their foreheads.
Oh, I.
Okay.
One is dressed in kind of classical animal skins. The other one looks like he's wearing like oversized normal clothes.
Just Farmer Bob the Cyclops.
Sort of.
Oh,
I knew you were gonna find a way to put blackjack in this game.
Yes.
poked
but
out
this
one of
isn't it.
Blackjack's eyes. Quick question: would we have discussed with the group, the other band beforehand, how much how lethal we're going in here?
It didn't come up amongst y'all's talking. If it's something you're concerned about, you could have brought it up.
Yeah, she would have brought it up with them. Like, how hard do you want to go in here?
But everybody just wants them wiped out of the city.
Hmm?
Same.
That can be, yeah, we could arrest them, we could capture them if you want to talk to them, we could just wipe them out. I mean, they're turning people into fish. They got to go.
All right, death it is. I can question them later.
Chat's like, oh, you're kind of creepy. I mean, don't get me wrong, creepy chicks are hot, but still.
Calm down, Johnny Bravo.
Ain't on pretty.
He is Johnny Bravo. He only cares about his mama.
Telling you.
Oh no,
Basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
It tracks now. He's Johnny Bravo.
I hadn't thought about it, but kind of. Except he's successful at chasing the ladies more often than not.
Far as we
Not with
know.
you guys for some reason, but probably you have no taste. But
Mm-hmm.
hey, that's what he tells himself.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So anyway, these two Cyclopses are charging at you. One of them is actually twirling like two nets and kind of throws it at that first rank that came in. The Farmer Bob Cyclops, as Sarah called him, has actually got like a Western style lasso.
Like that.
Country Bob. Okay.
It's Nebraska. Clearly, he's a local.
Clearly.
Always locally source your Cyclopses.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
So to go a little cinematic here, when he throws his rope, Sasha, it settles along your shoulders, and he kind of yoinks you.
That's rude.
Hmm.
Do I get to roll anything? Or
No,
am I
'cause
just winked?
We're wrapping up, so I've gone
Cool.
cinematic. I'm sorry. It'll make sense.
Stupid
while I'm wrapping
question. Can Robert grab a hold of me, tug along for the ride?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Damn.
It'll probably work because I may or may not be here next week.
That's the whole reason this is happening the way it's happening.
I gotcha.
Okay.
I admit for it to be dice rolls, but we're already past 9 o'clock, so we
Yeah.
need to wrap up.
No, that's all good.
So yeah, he yoinks you with his lasso,
There's a lot of cussing.
turns around, grabs you, turns around, and hits deeper into the building while the rougher dressed Cyclops is, throwing nets at the front rank. And that's what we'll take up next time, is with those nets coming down on you, and y'all have to make rolls and stuff.
Oh boy.
It'll be tons of fun.
Fantastic.
So anyway, we had a lot of people come by today. We're real
Yeah.
happy to see everybody. I mean, we here at
That's
the very
all
end,
of
we've
you.
still got 9 viewers.
Oh yeah.
Though I imagine some of those are y'all.
There's actually more. The users in chat and the user at the bottom is never accurate to each other. But
Okay, well, I'm just looking at my
everyone there,
corner here.
hello.
Hello, hello.
But yes, thank you all for coming. Thank all of y'all that have stuck with us this whole time. Thanks. Any of you that are
Yeah,
still
we
here
really
from
appreciate
the raid, We really appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Come back again next week.
Yeah.
Dude.
Watch us get our butts kicked by Cyclopses.
We will be here next week. There should be a game
Thursday.
Thursday, which is a Knight's Tale, or no, a Knight's Ransom. Excuse me.
There you
which is,
go. Next tells a movie.
5th edition homebrew.
That was a good
On
one.
Saturdays, we have the Stolen Cities, which is 5th edition homebrew. On Monday, we have the second season of the Troubleshooters, which is 5th edition homebrew. Other than us, that's pretty much what the channel's about. And then we'll be back on Tuesday with another episode of The World at War. Thank y'all for coming by, and we will see y'all later.
Peace.
Bye bye.